session, you guys braced yourselves to fight whatever was going to come out of the tear to the elemental plane of air. Initially, with 6 blood hunters from the village of Morteste by your side, you guys fought 2 air elementals and 2 air myrmidons. The fight seemed to be going extremely well until you guys, specifically Ben, started to hear a roar come towards the tear. In an attempt to preemptively hold off whatever would come through the portal, Drell threw some dynamite, hit Ben in the back of the head, blew him up. Previously in the fight, 2 of the blood hunters got sucked into the elemental plane of air. There were still 4 standing.
Cool thing I did.
Flew up into the air and fell 180 feet after punching an air elemental that didn't die from that punch.
And then I threw dynamite at the back of Ben's head.
Yes. A crystal dragon came through the tear and decided to throw itself into the fray, having a stick of dynamite waiting at the entrance that blew up right next to it. The initial hostile action that sent it into combat. It teleported itself in between everyone, was then turned into a turtle before the air elemental that had been feared previously, before dynamite blew up Ben, came back, caused a whirlwind, shot the tiny little turtle baby across the area to hit a post, and then take enough damage, which was 1 hit point, to then return into a dragon, devastated so many people with its giant radiant laser breath before the blood hunters all surrounded it. The last standing 4 surrounded it and dealt quite a bit of damage as it then began to retreat. It got its breath back one final time to leave you guys with as much of a damaging blow as it could. Hugh, the axe, the magical axe that Kelo was using, got thrown into the elemental plane of air, and it escaped, leaving 4 of you unconscious. Quickly, medical checks were made to stabilize some of the unconscious while others were healed, and one of the blood hunters was left completely dead. Jin left the area, going off into the woods, trying to confirm that the people of the village were safe. One of the scouts did confirm that they had hidden themselves and were relatively safe for the most part. Questioned whether the tear was closed. Upon hearing, no, it's not. Nope. They decided to stay hidden. You came back after multiple items had been identified. Everyone had been revived. Valxis laid crying on the floor. And discovered that the blood hunter that was left, that Aphelion had attuned himself to the cauldron that Mary had passed off, and the salt had been taken out of the fanny pack of holding, was Razakiro, who's one of Jin's former tribe mates, one of his pack, so to say, when he was younger. Picking up this session as he's about to be placed in the cauldron with the salt. Not sure if you guys want to do this out in the open. Aphelion's not here to explain it, but I was looking at the cauldron earlier. It takes 8 hours for whoever's in the cauldron with the salt to be rezzed, as if by raised dead.
We don't know that.
Yeah, so, well, if he's attuned to it, he does know that. So, Aphelion would, I'm assuming, likely decide not to res him in the middle of the village next to the tear to the elemental plane of air while no one else is here.
Well, why don't we wait and ask him?
Again, I would also say that Aphelion conveyed to you guys that, like, this dude could be dead up to 10 days before you have to be concerned. So,
I don't get what the big deal.
So, why you're rezzing him in the first place? Is that
What's the big rush?
Sure. I mean, you guys could choose not to res him, and we can get to that when Aphelion comes back. Jin, coming back to the village and seeing Razakiro as Aphelion finishes his attunement, and these giant bags of these multiple pound bags of salt are pulled out of the fanny pack. Razakiro 10 years has changed him physically.
Yeah.
Where he used to have the same long white hair. He used to have his in like a ponytail that went down to like the nape of his back. He used to be sort of skinny, and one of the points of contention between you two is that he always opted to use a bow instead of a melee weapon, which you felt was a shame to the hunt.
There's no
you now see him laying here, multiple scars all over his body, but bulked up, like very bulky, like yoked out. His long ponytail has been cut. He has a short it's just short cut of hair, but where normally the people of your village have white hair, his is starting to almost turn dark. Like his graying is turning dark.
Whoa.
And beside him is a greatsword, which you thought you'd never see him wield a melee weapon in your entire life. But laying like beside him, collapsed on the floor, is a great sword, still sizzling with radiant energy. That's just like
Jesus. Yeah, it's just cooked and fried.
Right. But he lay lifeless, eyes wide, starting to cloud over. No one else is in the village besides your party. And a couple extra blood hunters who, when you came back and kind of like said that like they're waiting, hiding, the two of them make their way out into the forest to go meet up with their families and other individuals.
Does Jin understand how the cauldron works?
I mean, I would assume Aphelion explains it to you guys. That it's like bring someone back to life. It's the concept of a raise dead spell, that they can be dead no longer than 10 days, that it's going to take hours for him to revive, and also that he's going to come out of it like weaker than you were going into your 2-day rest.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah.
Yeah, Jin will call over for the cauldron. I don't know.
Aphelion's been attuning to it. He's been preparing it this whole time.
Get the salt ready. Get the salt ready.
I'm still taking it out.
I'll help you. And Jin will run over and he's pulling.
Yeah, no, you guys. Like, I mean, it's quick enough for you guys to pull these. Like they're like, because it's 200 pounds. How many bags did I say it was, and how many pounds is each bag? Because it's 200 pounds of salt.
Pounds?
Yeah, 20-pound bags. So 20-pound bags of salt.
That sounds about right.
There's some heavy bags.
We're at this for a minute.
Yeah, there's some heavy bags. It's like you reach in and you think bag of salt, and as you're pulling it out, it's like
holy fuck,
because you're like, it's not even deadlifting, because you have to get like a weird grip on a bag and pull it out of a fanny
it's
pack.
not like
Drell has it on his waist. You're like reaching into his waist
flops.
to grab the bags of salt out.
Bro, let me help you. Bro.
watch your back and load and like
You know what?
Up.
For the sake of it, just both of you make a strength check for me.
Yeah.
Just determine how quick you guys can get these bags of salt out. I mean, 20 pounds isn't that crazy.
It's kind of difficult, man. I don't know.
Okay.
18.
So Jin's reaching into the fanny pack and pulling towards him. Drill, your difficulty is that you're reaching into the fanny pack and trying to like pull up and out, which is not natural for your muscles to have to like do.
Yeah.
You're like
yeah.
So it's like you're
Especially
struggling, because then you'll like bend over to reach deeper, and you're like clocking heads with Jin as he's like, no, let me but you guys get the bags of salt out. It's not hard. If you guys are doing this in the cauldron right here, like wherever you guys place this cauldron, there's going to be an entire ass man and 200 pounds of salt. So you're not moving it once it's down.
Let's put it inside, I guess.
Not
near this rift.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Jin will just
It's currently not.
We'll take him here.
It's
we'll
currently
take him
not
here.
big.
What if we take him over there?
It is considered tiny right now.
What if we take him over there and put a tent around him? So he's secured.
Like section it off. Okay, yeah.
Where are you guys getting a tent?
We'll just put him here, so he's like blocked off.
You guys have a
this
tent?
goes up by the stairs.
Hold on.
He's checking if he has an entire ass tent in his fanny pack.
I take out a bedroll.
Okay, so you're putting a bedroll under the cauldron?
This is all I've got.
Uh-huh.
All I have is a bedroll.
Uh-huh. Austin, they need you. They need you real bad.
Oh no, what's happening?
And then Aphilion's eyes.
We're trying to load them in the cauldron.
They're
The
like
glaze
talking about the
over.
cauldron, and I'm like, as soon as you guys make this thing big, put a person in it, and put the salt in it, you're not moving.
Corey said he assumed you would have said, "Let's move it." I'm like,
Yeah,
because
because I said
up.
you would have conveyed the information about this, the way that the cauldron works. They can be dead up to 10 days. It's going to consume the salt. So wherever Aphelion, you as the caster or the user.
I didn't get to it last session, but what I was gonna say is whoever was the remaining blood hunter who was still up, or the other two, right? I would have gotten their help to, 1, carry the salt, and 2, carry the body to one of the other standing buildings where we can have his body, what's his name? Rezakiro's body sit in the cauldron for the day.
So, before they left then, because I did say those 2 blood hunters went to go meet up with their families out wherever their hiding spot is. So I'd say before they left, those 2 guys did help you guys carry the salt in the cauldrons, and I'd say you guys just brought into the tribe mother's hut.
Perfect.
So, Jin, you go into your childhood home, you set the cauldron in the middle. When you use an action to make the cauldron large, or to make it big enough, it can fit 1 medium-sized creature that is, crouching. So you have to, put him in fetal position.
Yeah.
And then you guys are pouring the 200 pounds of salt over him.
Yes. Covering it.
So this is going to take you guys a bit. I'm going to say this takes you, 45 minutes to an hour to do properly. The magic starts. The cauldron is there. It'll take.
Is it boil? I'm curious. Is the cauldron a bubble, a rolling boil of a person, or?
No, it's not. It's not a person stew, but it's like.
Not with that attitude.
Get some potatoes.
You're watching as the salt
Carrots.
seems to shift and move. But it's not melting or roiling. The cauldron doesn't get hot.
Yeah.
What does happen is the cauldron starts to pulse with a purplish energy, ever so faintly, just to kind of signify that something is happening.
Something's going on.
And
Gotcha.
the salt is moving as if you were watching it roll down a sand dune.
Oh,
so it's just
cool.
roiling
and
it's just
rolls in on
moving
itself.
and rolling and slowly over the duration of 8 hours. I don't know who's going to sit and watch, but the salt does slowly start to go down.
I will.
It's starting to just disappear, but in a place that you can't even see it. And it's it's being absorbed into his flesh, but it's doing what salt would do, where it looks like it's dehydrating him, but it looks like it's doing more than that. You're starting to see his muscles recede. You're starting to see his skin comes back to a color outside death. Color does start to come back to his eyes, but it's it's feeding off of the strength of his body to perform this. If no one else is doing anything for the next 8 hours...
I just want to ask Noah a quick question.
Okay.
Me?
How much did Drail spend on the salt?
I actually wrote it down. That's the only thing I wrote down.
It was enough for
2.8 plat. It's not a lot.
Okay.
That doesn't sound right.
That's not correct. It was not 28 gold. That is far cheaper than 200 pounds of salt would have been.
I think it's 2.8 gold.
No, that's even cheaper. What? Where did you just get that number?
I don't know. It's what I wrote down.
Are you sure it's not? Are you sure it's not 28 plat and it was 280 gold?
It could be 28 plat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it was 200 pounds of salt. You did not get 200 pounds of salt for for 28 gold total.
Yeah, 28 plat might be how much I paid.
Yeah, it was 28 plat because it was 250 and they raised you 30.
Why? What's the big deal?
Okay. No, I'm just reading the description. It was last week I read it, and I'm now seeing it again.
That it all gets consumed and you lose the salt forever?
No. It just says 200 pounds of salt, which costs in parentheses 10 gold pieces. So I'm just curious as to if we're going like what sort of ruling we're going on here. If it's
Oh no,
like
he
that
paid
one.
for it. He went to a dock and paid for it, and they upsold the shit out of him.
This is when Drell didn't understand money, and no one taught him what coins
Drell
were.
never understands money.
You know what?
No,
It may have been 28 gold if I read what the cauldron
I
does.
hope
Because you would have gone. It would have been
was
28
at
gold.
least
It would have been 28
28
gold. Because I think
I'm confused,
because I looked at the cauldron and was like upselling intentionally, and I don't think I would have gone 200%.
Yeah.
Almost 300% the cost. Or 300 times. Sorry, or 30 times technically. But yeah, so I would have said 28 gold then at the time. But still, they almost tripled what it should cost.
Hey man, it's still a good deal. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean,
It's a good deal.
can the rest of you not hear the music?
I can hear it.
No.
It's faint.
No, I don't hear the music. It's a good thing you just pointed that out.
AJ DM'd me and was like, can't hear it. It's playing. Do you have it muted?
You have it.
I
Yeah,
also
leave and
don't
rejoin.
hear it.
I mean, I can have it leave and come back.
There we
No, I
go.
can hear it.
No.
Fucking actually scared the shit out of me for some reason.
But yeah, so are you guys, anyone doing anything over the next 8 hours while this happens? There is a tear to the elemental plane of air out there. So,
Guys, how are we closing this?
There is indeed.
I don't. I just carried the saw. I didn't think I had to go this far ahead.
Does anyone
So-
have an idea how to close this?
Corey, would Ben be able to do like the physics calculations to determine that imploding a
oh, you found out last session that you could have thrown the fanny pack in and tore it to create a dimensional. Yeah. You know, Ben, at this point, that if the only way you know right now, if you were to close it right now, that you guys could close it, would be to take the fanny pack of holding, get close and destroy the fanny pack of holding in the tear.
Stopped again.
Is it stopping for everyone? That's bizarre.
weird?
Yeah, I don't know.
Then I'd bring it up again and talk about the, how rare are items like that in
I'm
this
like,
world?
where did my fanny pack?
I mean, you guys bought the fanny pack real early.
We got that shit for dirt cheap. We put all of our money together. I think the fanny
it was
pack
like-
was
it was
fucking
like-
20 gold.
20. That would have been 20 plat. You guys spent about 200 gold on that fanny pack of holding.
Yeah.
Back
That was
at the Wispy White.
Guys, don't make me get rid of my fanny pack of holding. It holds all my money. It holds all my stuff. Guys, come on.
I mean, we're not going to make you do anything, but unless the village has a way of solving it themselves.
Oh, fuck,
It
wait,
may
are
be
you
a
telling me
option.
this is like a way I could get good karma?
Yes.
Fuck. I'm sorry, Drell. If you gotta give it up, you gotta give it up.
No,
We could get another one made. We have so much gold. Why don't we empty out the thing first so we don't lose anything in there? And
I
then...
swear, that way we can get a real bag of holding, and it's not a fanny pack.
No.
I like the fanny pack.
We'll get him a newer
But
and
you-
better
it-
fanny pack. We'll get it with gems on it. We'll call it.
No, because what if you
Bedazzling.
steal it again?
We'll get it with like a rhinestone or something.
I don't want it flashy, because if you steal it again, I'm gonna get real fucking pissed at you. Can anyone bring me like a sack or something? Something else I could put this in?
Are
We
you
don't know how
dumping,
much
are
shit
you
you
dumping
have
out the
in there.
contents
Let's
right
just-
now?
We need to clear it out if we're gonna have to sacrifice this thing.
Are you
bro.
dumping out the contents?
It's for the better for the village.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump.
Okay,
out
I have a
very
question for you
slowly.
specifically. I need to know if you're turning it inside out to drop everything, or if you're trying to go based solely off your memory to pull out every single item you've put in there.
Turning it inside out.
Okay, he turns it inside out. You guys watch.
Just doing this out in the middle of the open.
No, you guys are in
Okay.
the main
You're in Jin's
hut at this
house.
point. You're in
Okay,
Jin's home.
Okay.
You can already remove the
Oh.
cauldron and the salt because both those are out. But 2 water skins the magical tablecloth, 7 torches, 2 rubies, 100 feet of rope, 7 rations, his knuckle dusters that he never uses, his quarterstaff.
I forgot about those.
That potion of healing says 0, so you don't have those. 5 jades, which total 2,500 gold. A grappling hook, an emerald, a disguise kit, 3 diamonds.
We can buy several bags of holding.
7 darts, 3 daggers, a crowbar, a hand crossbow, 20 crossbow bolts, his old clothes, 2 sapphires, a bedroll, and a bar of lard soap. All come out of the fanny pack of holding. It's about 100
we have
pounds
so
of
much
stuff.
money right
I
here.
grab all of the gems.
What?
Okay.
The only thing
And I like put them in a pile.
How did you forget
I'm really
this?
stuck on is just why you would need 7 torches.
Why'd you have a crowbar?
I
You're
think
so
7 torches are
strong.
part of his
Why'd
kit.
you have
I think
a
you get 10 out the
crowbar?
gate.
Look,
We
so
lost 3 of them.
I'll
That's true.
answer all your questions in order. 1, I didn't know how to sell them. 2, you guys gave them to me to hold on to. 3, I have all these torches to set fire. I mean, to light the way.
Well, so now that we have a
What was the
Empty
next one?
bag.
What was the next question?
You do have the empty fanny pack of holding now. Drell, I would say just move stuff out of the fanny pack of holding into your main inventory unless someone else is taking something.
Guys,
Okay, how about we let
I have a lot of...
Aphelion hold on to these diamonds?
What?
There
wants
is
to
a
hold on to these
move button,
diamonds? There's
by the
3
way,
of them.
Noah. If you click on something and then on the right it says equip,
I mean,
delete, and
I
move,
can hold on to that.
you could just
Okay.
move it to a.
Would you like to hold on to
inventory.
all the gems? And
Sure,
and
I'll
stuff
hold
then?
on to all
Okay,
the
so
gems.
I'm gonna tell you
I
how
can
many
sell
gems
them.
you have to add to your stuff. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna add them to my notes first, and then I'll transfer them over to my.
I was gonna say, let me double check
Okay.
my notes. Like,
I can tell you how much each thing's worth, even though because it's separate from what the actual description of the gem is. Because apparently a sapphire is normally worth 1,000 gold, and that's not what you have. So let me know when you're ready, Cubs.
Hey me.
You have 2 sapphires worth 200 gold apiece.
oh, I could have told you this. I have this all written down.
I'm looking at it right now.
Mm-hmm.
3 diamonds worth 300 gold apiece.
300 gold a piece.
Yep.
Okay.
1 600 gold emerald.
Wow.
5 500 gold jades.
Huh.
500 GP.
And then 2 rubies that are 150 gold each.
I think those are from the hags. Drell just says out
Also,
loud.
when you guys look at the rope, the 100 feet of rope, every 5 feet is like a fucking like
Knotted.
knot
Yeah, I
in it.
remember.
So you have
To
it's
rappel, I
technically
remember
80
that.
feet of rope because he's used so much rope to make these knots. So and I'd say you attached it to the grappling hook.
I did. I did. They're attached. I
Yeah.
did this forever fucking ago.
Yep.
What the fuck?
So he has 80 feet of rope that's knotted with like, things to be able to like grab onto and put your feet on
Man.
with a grappling hook attached.
And the crowbar is for breaking and entering. So is the grappling hook and the 80 feet of knotted rope.
How do we organize this? I mean,
Um,
we put the gems of high value on Valxis.
Right,
Look,
on me.
look,
I mean, he
Vouch it
can
over.
kind of
Got
just
him.
take everything else himself because it's under 100 pounds worth of stuff. He just has to transition it all
You
into
want to
his
keep
own-
all your fancy stuff? You have brass knuckles that you don't use.
Dude,
Why
honestly,
don't you use this?
I forgot about them until we flipped them out here. I'm not
I
gonna lie
remember
to
we
you.
were in Pine
because your
Time,
unarmed
and
strikes are magical and more powerful at this point.
That's
I remember in Pine Time you got this made to like never use it.
yeah, dude. Honestly, I think like because I can punch ghosts now, I just don't.
You got them before because you wanted the magical obsidian knuckle dusters that you saw at the Wispy White, but you guys didn't have enough money for them.
Oh, then we bought the fanny pack.
And then you bought the fanny pack because it would have helped everyone.
No.
And when
But you can punch
fuck,
ghosts?
can I go get knuckle
Yeah,
dusters
dude.
made
I've
that
been
aren't
fucking
magic?
punching ghosts this whole time. Did you miss me fucking?
I didn't really
fly up
consider
there?
that a ghost.
No,
but yeah, it
I
makes
mean,
sense. You made
yeah,
physical
you
contact
guys,
with it.
you guys
Yeah.
watched as like when he went to punch shit, there was like sort of an aura around his fists that made physical contact with the wind of a air elemental.
Damn, I don't want to get rid of my.
All right. Well,
Well, everything's
do
out
have
of your
to say,
fanny pack right
guys,
now.
Thank you for saving my life back there. Really couldn't do much all except cut myself and then get Pharrell back
Bleed.
up off the ground. So
I mean, dude, that's just all that was in his fanny pack. You guys should see how much money he has.
Trell
Thank
is
you
so
guys
Oh,
for
actually, the money was in the
saving
fanny
me
pack.
that.
You guys also see 92 platinum, 417 gold, 581 silver, and 800 copper come flying out of the fanny pack in a giant pile of money.
That's
Guys, this is really why I didn't want to get rid of the fanny pack.
whoa, that's a lot of money, Drell.
That's actually why I didn't want to get rid of the fanny pack. I didn't know how much I had, and now that it's like out for everyone to see,
If anyone's
that a
curious about the
lot?
total gold value, it's 1,403.
Trell doesn't know it's a lot.
Drell, that's a lot of money. That's like an insane amount of money that we're looking at right now.
Mardor's
This is
hand
like
just
life-changing money.
Mardor's
Could-
what? Sorry?
goes- Mardor's
What?
hand touches her little money pouch of 14 gold.
Yeah, this
will
is the first
fu-
you're seeing of like everything Drell's been hoarding this entire time. He seemed like a pretty
You
neat
see
guy
Jin
before.
rub his one platinum coin. He just rubs it.
Jin,
That's
Jin, this is not just like this is.
This is like everyone's money. A lot of this is
not
like
changing money for a
Like the
lot
pla-
of people.
like the platinum is a lot of the platinum's
Not just
mine.
one
I'm
person.
talking like a
spread out.
this could change
like-
this village's life with this much money.
well, like Drell.
Like if you were to give this all up, they could have so much things
Well, I don't
they
know
don't have
if
to worry
we
about
can
for
get-
like a month to 2 months.
I
That
don't know
changed
if-
people's lives for a bit.
I don't know if we could get rid of it all. I mean, we need some of it, right?
Yeah, Drill, I'm just confused why we were slumming it in some places when we had this much money. Why we were bunking up with each other. We didn't even have to bunk up.
To be fair, the
Yeah.
village is almost entirely self-sustaining.
No, yeah, I know.
It's like a
but
good
Jin is just saying,
95% self-sustaining,
Whoa.
5% for some extra.
Jin is just saying if they
outward
got an influx
mercantile.
of like 1,400 gold out of nowhere, that would be like,
Well,
what the fuck do we
I
do
don't-
with this money?
I don't think I knew how much I had because like I thought they were all.
Do you not
one.
understand the concept of money?
No,
You guys just explained
take
it to
into
me.
account additionally that if someone has a pouch that they can put their money in every single time they loot money, and they're not counting it, and they're just going,
Yeah.
I just put it in
they
there.
don't really know how much
It
they
doesn't-
have
yeah,
at
the
the end.
concept of yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
you guys asked for like 3
Drell, look at
copper.
this.
I always
See
had
this
3
one
copper.
coin, and Jin holds up his platinum coin. This is worth 10 of these. Holds up 10 gold.
No, I know you guys
Do you see
showed me
that?
this. But
Okay.
like, look, I didn't think this much was in there. I didn't think it got this.
Did you just lose track after like? There's like 90 of these platinum coins, man. Did you lose track after 10? This is a lot.
He did get
Yeah,
a lot of
well-
that from selling book rights to all of your lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that I sold like my soul for.
So this is your money. This isn't even.
Yeah, the platinum's
Oh.
my money, but like
Oh my
everything else
God.
is really like what we killed for.
Oh
and
my
shit.
god. You see, Jin? We're poor, and Drell is the richest one out of all of us.
I thought I told everyone that. I thought I
Drell
told
doesn't
everyone.
even understand money, and he's so rich.
Wow.
He's
Just
so
never
rich.
really knew the exact amount.
Wouldn't you
I
rather
told
the
everyone.
guy who doesn't understand money be the one who's the wealthiest?
The best banker? Yeah, he doesn't
Oh,
spend
how,
all
much,
of it.
how much money do you have, Drill?
Draw points. Draw
That
points.
Guys,
Draw
like, you
points.
know, there's a very reputable bank back at home.
What's a bank?
A place that holds money
Paying,
for you.
you can put money in it.
Why
and
would I
hold it
want
for
them
you.
to hold my money?
You're
So
right. We
that
can
you-
travel a lot. We don't really need that. He's right. How do we get that
Look,
money? if it's at
you
that
have
bank?
to
No, you're
understand.
right. We don't need a bank, right?
It
'cause
was
if someone's going to
fine
rob us, they're
until-
going to kill us.
It's kind of an all or nothing with our group.
Right. I mean,
Wait, I thought you guys knew. I didn't that other
Okay.
guy fucking dump out my sack before that? Wait, my bad. That sounded really bad.
Pause.
That's
Before
just
we
true.
go
This
on this
is-
money tangent,
true.
there is still a rift. There's a tear.
Right. right.
To a
There's a
different
Right.
plane that
So
we-
here's my idea. take a look at this whiteboard.
Everyone is just
Yeah, I can see what he means
as he
by that.
minor images a whiteboard he draws.
Um,
No, what's your idea?
so my idea is to, we need a way of destroying it from a distance.
How do we destroy a portal? Do we break the frame?
Shit, I don't have dynamite.
Well, destroying the
anymore.
bag, and
Or
once
else
the bag
looking
is
through
ripped
like the
or
pile of
destroyed,
shit.
it'll hopefully create everything, cause everything to collapse and seal back up. I was thinking we could tie a rope to the bag, and someone could stand some distance away from the portal, and the rope exactly the amount of distance so that it's just floating there in the center of the portal.
Drell grabs
And then
this
everyone
one
just
rope.
takes trials throwing daggers at it
What if
until one
I
hits, and then
spiritual weapon?
that could work too.
Or what if
Did
you
I
shoot like a
slip it
blast
inside out?
into it? Like what if you like
You could shoot a
magically
bow.
blast it open?
Or a gun.
I don't know. We're bringing up bows. I don't.
Ben, make an
I don't see
Arcana
the
check.
point in the bow.
Man, if only I didn't waste all that dynamite, right? Could have
A 20.
exploded.
It needs to be pierced or torn. So any like bludgeoning force damage probably won't do shit. It needs to be torn or pierced in some capacity.
It's a good thing I got a crossbow.
Hopefully
Oh,
it
there's a
did.
crossbow right here on the floor. Drell picks up
Yeah.
the crossbow. I
We
also have
happen
these
to have 200
daggers.
feet of rope.
I would. Be
It's 80
very
feet.
Yes,
How much-
80
how much
feet
is it?
totally nodded.
80 feet.
It's 80 feet of rope.
I just want to say I would be very surprised if one crossbow bolt will.
I'll just pick up some
I think
fucking.
we'll have
I'll
to.
hit it with a fucking bow. I'll swallow my fucking pride. I'll hit it with a fucking bow.
Why not
I'll-
just
I'm
like
saying
why not someone else do it?
I mean, I can try throwing a dagger at it.
Oh, I could hit it with a dart.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually,
Guys,
that
there's like
sounds better.
infinite piercing and tearing methods here. I don't.
Let's just set
If
this
one of
thing
you
up.
misses, just have someone else try.
What if,
It's really-
what if two people stand on either side of the rift
That sounds
And-
dangerous.
and then no, not next to it.
Oh,
with
we just
ropes.
rip it in half.
and
yeah,
you
we
rip
pull
it.
You
apart.
play
You
Fruit
play tug
Ninja.
of
You
war.
throw it up in the air and have both slap.
Fruit Ninja that shit.
Sorry,
So
Mario.
doesn't
I
it,
thought
like,
you were
suck
gonna
you in
say,
if you get
why don't we
closer-
stand on
closer?
opposite
Just walk around
ends?
the-
It would
If you
be
guys
wide
are
berth, yeah.
intentionally approaching the tear to the elemental plane of air, you can attempt to make like strength checks or have rope tied or something to prevent you from being pulled in entirely.
Oh,
What if spiritual weapon? I make a big axe.
Spiritual weapon
cut.
damage, no matter what, will always be force damage.
Fuck.
So
what if I tie someone down and
What if
then
I
they just
spiritual
Okay,
weapon?
no,
the
we're
bag?
doing it
Carry
Ben's
it
way.
Well,
All
you
we
don't
need to
wanna
do is
be
tie it
I
to
make
a
my
point that
spiritual
it's
weapon a
anchored
bunch
down.
of needles.
You don't want to be
Can
near the
anyone make
bag
it
once
levitate
it rips
over the
because it'll-
hole?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or do
We
I have to,
tie
like-
that like someone isn't
If someone
holding
else
it rather
levitate, that would actually
we
work
just-
because it wouldn't be able to
we
be
tie
acted
the
upon.
Hey, guess
bag
what, guys? I
to an
have
anchor point.
telekinesis.
I
Sure,
have
he does have
command. I tell it
telekinesis.
to rip.
We don't even need the rope.
I have command.
I can
I
just-
tell it to. Did you not use all your spell slots on fucking compelling duel 3
I
times
had
last
one
combat?
left. I had
Okay.
one left.
I have command. Stand over the
Command.
hole. The back does nothing.
I command you to rip.
And then it takes out a fucking Beyblade.
Let it.
What are you guys doing?
I say we just do it Ben's way. We anchor it down to a
I
point,
telekinesis
throw it out,
it.
and let it hang and yeah, fine. We telekinesis it, and then people just take turns taking paw shots at it till it rips.
Does telekinesis state how much force needs to be acted on something to out telekinesis your telekinesis?
Telekinesis.
Mage
You
hand
gain the
does,
ability
I
to
don't know
move or
about
manipulate
telekinesis.
creatures or objects by thought. When you cast a spell, or blah 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 blah. Object. You can try to move an object that weighs up to 1,000 pounds. If the object isn't being worn or carried, it'll automatically move it up to 30 feet in any direction, but not beyond the spell range of the spell. If the object is worn or carried by a creature, you must make an ability check. Blah blah blah. Versus
Is it
spell
like a
casting.
concentration for a time, or is it just like
Concentration
move
up
and
to
then
10.
done?
Yeah, up to 10 minutes.
10
No,
minutes,
it's
okay.
that final paragraph that's important.
You can exert fine control
Yeah, you're fine.
on your object.
It's
yeah.
it's basically advanced mage hand up to 1,000 pounds.
I mean, I just don't want to be always the doubtful one here, but the fact that all you want to do to try and pierce or rupture this bag that has been carrying around a majority of Drael's stuff and partly the group stuff with only one arrow or crossbow bolt or thrown knife.
Well, we're
For
gonna
all
try
that we've been
multiple
through,
times.
for all that we've been through, that's gonna be the one to rip it.
I mean, you guys have
Like-
10 minutes worth of tries.
I think we got a good chance of this. What? You want another dragon to come
Dude,
out? I
it
feel
would
like
be
No, I'm
poetic
just
justice if
saying.
it's 10 minutes of everyone firing
What if-
arrows and throwing
what if-
daggers and none of
What
them
if I
hit
set it on fire? What if we give it a
no, you
Viking
can't set it
burial?
on fire. It needs to rip, man. We have to rip it. We can't
Rip and
burn it.
tear, rip and tear.
Rip and tear.
I set it on fire.
Listen,
Guys,
we'll get you a new bag, man. I don't think this will be too bad.
How am I gonna carry all this shit out? And he points to his money stack.
In your motherfucking backpack that we've all been carrying around. We have backpacks. It's not like, yes, you had a fanny pack that could hold infinite
pull
things.
out- I pull
but we
out
had
a coin
backpacks, man,
purse.
with bedrolls and our own shit in there. And
Drell doesn't have a backpack. Drell only has the fanny pack.
Jin looks around the
All of them
room.
will
Where's your
get-
backpack?
Get him a backpack.
You have a backpack, it's just empty.
Where's your
Fuck
backpack,
up!
bro?
I'm role playing.
Then remove it from your inventory.
I didn't know how. I never. What do you mean?
Click on backpack
I think it would
and
be
click
really
delete
funny
on
if
the
it was
right
just
if
like
you don't
rolled
want a
up inside of
backpack.
the fanny pack.
You guys also have a carriage with 2 horses.
True. That we own.
We have a
We have the means to carry the shit away. I'm just trying to say that for all of the shit that we've been through,
It's a fucking bag. We can't be attached to a fucking bag, guys.
I'm a little attached.
I'm
to
not
the
attached to
bag.
it. I'm just saying for all the things that we've been through,
I'm a little
at any
attached.
Well, maybe
time,
just drill
if
hasn't
one
gotten hit
arrow
by it.
or
Hit by something that hits the.
I know. I get what you're saying, Aphelion. Yes. One arrow could have killed all of us. The fact that
That's
he's running around
terrifying.
with it and he's getting slashed. Yeah, maybe it isn't a good idea. Going forth, we walk around with this thing on us in combat. You're right.
I mean, that's
Wait,
kind of a
what?
fear forever. They're saying you've had this bag attached to your hip this entire time, and if one person with a sword or a bow fired at you and hit it, that you would have been ripped into the astral sea in an instant
Spaghettification.
at any point.
maybe.
But also,
if
that's like
one
the way it
arrow
works for
shot
anyone
worked.
who's ever had a bag of holding.
Bro,
But to
that's
make
how
a
any
targeted
bag works.
attack at a bag
It'd
like
be
that,
such an
like,
insane roll.
right?
Yeah.
You're talking small target, high
Like
AC,
near natural 20. Yeah,
Right.
like
Dude,
But
that's
Yeah,
cool.
good thing you mentioned that, because I'm just gonna start adding it to what happens if you roll a natural one and he's in the way.
What a
Just
way to
start
go.
adding one of the
Wow.
targets is the fanny pack.
oh.
No, but
Look, I am a little. I don't want to let the fanny pack go. Drell's like,
Then how did this portal get here? How did this portal get here?
I point to Kelo.
What?
Jin has this creaky
does anyone
look.
want to
Everybody-
insight check Drell on that?
I'm 100%
Go ahead,
inside.
insight check Drell.
Passive
Drell, you don't have to
I
roll
would like to
shit.
insight check Drell.
You guys don't, you don't have to roll shit, Drell.
What does my
You both are like,
No, me.
go ahead,
11.
go ahead, Mardor. Mardor, you're the only one who's like, I've seen Drell lie. Aphelion, you and Mardor both are like, I've seen Drell lie. He, like, if he did this, he'd own up to it. He's pointing to Kelo because it was Kelo's idea. The other two of you, specifically, the other three of you, Ben, Jin, and Valxis, you guys are just like,
Kelo? You really think Kelo could
yeah,
do
you're
that?
like,
Come-
oh,
Bro,
come
you
on,
lit a
Drell.
forest on fire. There's no way Kelo.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Why are we only
Let him
saying
cook.
it's just Drell or Kelo?
You
I
say
may
it
have
was
been
the
Why
asleep.
not both?
But why is Drell so easy to accuse him? Did he see something that he could have
Yeah.
stopped?
Why is it just me always? It's maybe we did it together. I don't know.
Did
you?
You did it
I
together.
would believe a joint effort.
Kelo? Is this
Kelo?
true?
Is it true? Did you guys do this together?
Look, Kelo, just come clean, man.
Maybe. I
We
plead the
thought
Roll a
How did
deception
you-
check.
How did
Kelo.
you rip open? How did you rip this open?
well,
A
notice
14. I was gonna say the 24. Everyone's insight from before lasts. But I mean, I'm still, it's Aphelion and Mardor. You guys are like, he's lying. It's not maybe. He definitely did. Like, the moment he got pointed at, he seemed a little like, oh, shit. But everyone else is like, yeah, Kelo? Okay.
Dude,
It's
come
always the
on.
quiet ones.
But
Kelo's
Aphelion and
not a
Mardor, you know
troublemaker.
full well that Drell is not lying and Kelo absolutely is.
You guys gotta believe
Okay, Drell. Well, if
Holy-
Kelo did it, then how did he do it?
There's some
Yeah, how
bias
did he
going
do
on
it,
with the
Drell?
other three.
Look
We've
at him.
established
Look how
that
big
we've
he
established-
is.
I think we can agree at this point.
How
that
do
Drell
you
is a
rip
lot of
open
things,
based off the
but
size?
dishonest is not one of them.
How did you rip this open?
Look at him. He's strong.
Look at him.
Both
looks-
He just
them.
tore. He
Absolutely.
just tore a
He just
hole.
tore open a hole.
Jin, make
into
a wisdom
the-
check. Actually, either wisdom
He
or
just
history.
tore
You could do
it
just
open.
flat wisdom or history.
Just grab the air and pull it apart.
You just fucking ripped a hole in the air.
You just ripped a hole in the planes of
Rip the hole in
existence
the air to
with
more
your
air.
strength.
Okay, continue, Jin.
How? How?
Jin, I just want you to.
I've lived here for a long time. We've never had anything.
Jin,
Okay, remotely close to this.
We've-
I'll fess up.
there's one thing that's missing from this entire room. And Kelo, do you want to say?
Guys,
What is
remember-
missing? I woke up to combat. I woke up to
Yeah.
combat. I've been in a coma.
Dude, calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Me calm down. I have no powers. I'm useless.
You're not
You ripped
useless.
open a hole where my
I
fucking
did
family
rip
lives.
open a hole.
dragon came out.
How
That's
did
against
not
Kelo
my
just
fault.
say, "Let me come clean," and then
they
everyone
wanna keep
spoke
going.
over him?
Jin, let Kelo speak. Let Kelo speak.
Okay.
Let him cook.
Okay.
You guys all said
Do
that.
you guys remember our good buddy Bamboozle?
I love bamboozle. Yeah.
Yeah, we all miss
Yeah,
him very much.
what a great guy.
He
Is he
had
still here?
his little box that he lived in,
Uh huh.
Somebody lived in a box.
and before he went away with Mary, he said,
Who?
"You can have my box." And he also said there was some stuff in there that I could have, like some gold and whatever people threw in there because that's what they thought that he would eat.
So you were going to rob him.
No, he said we
Right.
could have it.
Every single person here except for Mardor's like, his fucking tank.
Yeah.
So we tried to get the stuff out. We thought it was kind of like a bag of holding, and nothing happened.
Look, we
So-
were very confused. We stuck our hand in, and it just went. And then I stuck my stick in. I stuck. We tried.
It
Yeah,
was
we
a
tried that.
it was a glass tank, like an aquarium that was empty and the bottom open to the sky.
Like we tried. We tried
Yeah.
turning it upside down. We tried like sticking. I lost my quarterstaff in there. Like I
You
was
have
trying
the
to.
staff in your fanny pack.
People just lost family
Not
members.
anymore.
to
No,
this
that's
thing.
no. Sorry, he
Drell.
forgot to remove it from
I'm
his
sorry you
inventory.
lost
That
a
was the
fucking
quarterstaff.
stick.
How much
But
money?
there's people who just got sucked into that thing and
I'm
are
not.
falling.
I understand. I'm just saying. You know what's going on.
You mean to tell me that box was a portal to the elemental plane of air? This
You
entire
would've
Yeah,
fucking
we
thought.
thought it was like a bag. So we
Y'all just had
broke
a
it.
portal?
Yeah, a living
like
being
that?
was just living in a
Look,
pocket dimension
Kelo
that has
asked
no
me-
Living in it?
living.
Kelo asked
You stay
me
out of
what's
this god.
Kelo asked me, "Hey, Drell, do you think we could open this box?" And I was like, "Maybe it's like my bag of holding. That makes sense."
Why didn't you just open up the bag of holding for all the money if you guys wanted more fucking money?
I didn't think
Because
I
you
had
already
that
forgot
much.
about it.
I really didn't think I had that much.
I literally pull out 3 diamonds.
Look.
What is this?
I knew I had one of those because your mom gave us one.
Where did you get the other 2?
I don't remember.
Make a history
But
check.
why?
Oh,
Why?
see, it's the hag fight, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean history check to see if Drell remembers, unless you want to just not remember.
No, I think it's funny. Drell doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember. He's got gems. He doesn't know I got them.
I
Once they're
think
in the
it's
fanny
funny.
pack, the way he got them doesn't matter anymore.
I think it's funny. Drell don't remember.
They're mine now.
What? They're ours.
I
They're
mean,
from
I
the
mean,
no,
gonna
I
res
mean that was
himself.
Drell's thought is, well, mine now. Don't need to
Oh,
worry
yeah.
about where they
Yeah.
came from.
They're just in there. I forgot about them. Look, there's only 3 of them. What's the big deal?
I don't care about the fucking gems right now.
Ox is just like look. It's
Hey,
just
Phil, you know,
The
can
stunned.
you roll
portal
me a
needs to be
D100?
closed.
The diamonds are actually pretty useful. A D100. you said?
They are, but we need to close the.
27.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's just go close this portal. Let's just go close.
No, we should keep talking for the next
How
10
do-
minutes, and then I roll another D100, and then something else comes through.
No, come
Jin
on.
will open up the door and walk outside. Let's just close. Let's just close it.
Okay, but
Close it.
are we certain this is gonna close it?
I don't know.
Jin,
I
make a
just wanna
perception
try
check.
Something.
That's bad.
Jin, there's a giant fucking dragon out there.
Okay.
Better be.
Jin is just blinded by anger right now.
Hi.
Just get outside, please.
Drell-
and let's just try to close this thing.
Terrell will
before-
follow with his head
before
down.
the village fucking.
Okay.
Mardor's following and still like, y'all had somebody in a box?
No,
It's
he
not a
wasn't
somebody.
in
It
a box.
was a something.
Bamboozle was this little dog that
He's sentient.
He's
Mary
not a
bought.
dog. He's
Not a dog.
pretty much like a little dragon that is incredibly intelligent.
Was
That
that
we
its
took care
mother
of
that
for-
we just whooped the shit out of?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Feeling
I don't
you're
even
outside
know
now?
if that
At
was
the very
Bamboozle
least,
or not.
Voxus is
second one?
someone.
Are you outside now?
Yeah. I'll be
Okay,
Is
right.
it
cool. Can you roll me a
someone?
perception check?
This is quite the
Yes.
predicament.
Someone. Yeah, I guess that's the
Ooh.
proper.
On the low
Okay.
end.
Oh, look out!
Okay, let's do the thing. Come on, Ben. Or
I think we
I don't know
learned
what the
not
plan
to
is, but let's
rock.
do this. Let's just-
Voxus is
I like
casting
the idea of
telekinesis.
making two
Okay,
anchors.
Voxus, hover the
and then
fucking bag in it.
Yeah.
I-
I'll stand 60 feet away from the portal. And I'll put the bag of holding. I don't know how this shit fucking works.
You put the bag in the portal or near the portal?
As
Before
soon as
we
you
do that-
cast telekinesis, it can move 30 feet by default, like to a location,
right,
like
but I
in a
can move
direction.
it. I can move it twice
I know.
to get 60 feet away from me.
You guys aren't in combat, so it's not like
Yeah.
I
do like the idea of maybe having some sort of anchor on it and not just.
just me. Okay, yeah, we can tie a rope to it.
Let me go get the rope. Drell walks back inside.
I
okay.
can't believe he is throwing a fit. We yelled at him for ripping open a portal
Okay.
He
to a
didn't do.
different
It was
dimension.
Do you
Kelo.
understand?
It was an accident, okay?
We got that
I
it's an
mean-
accident, and let's just try and fix it for right now. before
Drell,
we-
you come back out with the rope.
This
You
isn't
now
an
have it's 5 feet and then a knot, and this is
And the
hemp rope
grappling
in a
hooks on the
small
other end.
fanny pack of holding.
Yeah.
So how are you tying that rope to this fanny pack?
I just fucking wrap the fucking fanny pack. I wrap the rope
You want
around
to
it,
use a sheep's
then-
head, a
and
sheep's
then I
bend?
fucking tie it around. And then I just
Ben
Ben
would
tie
know
it.
good knots at this point.
Just let Ben tie it. Let him help you.
Drell, what can I roll to see how good I tied this knot?
Sleight of hand.
Like, how can I fucking tie this knot?
Hey.
You tie a knot around because the thing is, it was a
fucking-
bag of holding that could turn into a fanny pack of holding. So you're tying like knots around the straps of the sides of it, so it's secure. I'd say you probably lost about 5 feet of rope. So you have 75 feet of rope attached to this bag.
Drell, where I'm standing, which is like, a
Mhm.
good safe distance away, I step on the grappling hook. Like I put it in the ground.
Okay.
It's tied to the rope.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, here you go.
Make a
Get
strength check for me.
river. Me?
Yep.
How well do you anchor this shit?
Okay.
down? Nice.
Fuck. Good.
You guys you guys watch Drell curb stomp the grappling hook into the ground, and he's a large sapphire dragonborn, so he's
I got
anchored it
it.
to the ground.
Good job, Drew.
As soon as Voxus puts it out,
Okay, telekinesis has officially been cast. You have 10 minutes.
True Strike says a target,
Sure.
not a creature.
Mhm.
So I'll cast True Strike at it,
Right.
on it rather.
Mhm.
And then when it's in position, I will try and strike it with a crossbow.
Okay. Voxus telekinesis it, and the rope just goes out as it now just moves
Yeah.
closer to the portal. You move it out 60 feet, because what's your max range on it?
60 feet.
60 feet. So you get within the 60-foot mark and move it across. And you get it right before the portal, and you feel and granted you're fine, but you feel the pull of the tear trying to pull the bag of air in. Ben, how far are you standing away?
Could I?
Because if you're throwing daggers, once you get past 20 feet... Crossbow. Okay. What's your crossbow? 80. Okay. Yeah, make your crossbow attack with advantage. Understand this is a small target at 80 feet. It's got a pretty decent AC.
As this rope is like going out and is pulling, I'd like to just stand
natural
by
20.
near. Oh, perfect.
Okay. So you guys, Ben, flavor how you take this shot.
I'll get down on one knee and like put my arm up and put the crossbow like on my arm and line it up and take the shot.
Okay. Effortlessly, you guys see the crossbow bolt go directly towards the bag of holding, and then it almost looks like from this distance you're all looking and it looks like it like passed through it or like maybe got like bent around it because of the air, and nothing seems to happen for a second. And Ben, you're confident. You perfectly hit that thing. But it was so perfect that it literally went right through.
I do the bowling thing where I'm like steering it. Like
and the crossbow bolt, I'd say Aphelion, you see the crossbow bolt soar into the tear. And you're like, shit, he must have missed. Because you see it flying away. And then just this like mix of colors and space and warping starts to happen, and the original tear starts to bend and twist as it's starting to collapse in on itself. The fanny pack of holding disintegrates, like just fucking gone. The rope starts just pulling and pulling. You guys, I need Valxis specifically to make a dexterity saving throw.
Hell yeah, baby, let's go.
17. You're fine because you stood 60 feet away, and this is 80 or 75 feet of rope, and he anchored it as far as he could. You're like watching this happen before you just feel as the grappling hook barely misses your face. It goes flying towards the tear.
It would have pulled him through. Oh my god!
It would have like.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking about a tear pulling a grappling hook, which has very sharp points that would have hit him in the back of the head or caught him in the face. It would have ripped his flesh.
Sick.
Would have been like a fishing hook.
We would have had to res another person.
I would have had, if this had hit you, I would have had you roll a D100, and if it was anything higher than a 75, it would have hooked one of your horns and pulled you. But because you're a tiefling with horns, or it would have hooked into your wings, like a fishing hook.
That's sick.
But nonetheless, you roll a 17. You're fine. As the hook just past your face, and the whole rope gets sucked in. You don't see where the rope is getting coiled because there's just this warping of two portals and colors and things that don't make sense. And then there's this like whirring that gets really loud, just as it just gets bigger and bigger. Everything's starting to grow, and you guys are feeling a little bit of a pull, but you guys hold yourselves back as it then just closes.
And that's what it's like when two black holes merge.
Is that
and
true?
they release gravitational waves.
Man.
Is that actually true? They close each other?
No, actually, they get bigger.
Ben, roll a
They
D100
become a
for
bigger
me.
black hole.
One black hole plus another black hole is two black hole big.
That's true.
Ben, can I get a D100?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. I was gonna ask.
Man.
34. There's a few moments of pause as you guys are like waiting for something else to happen, like some sort of something besides it just closing. But it seems safe enough. The tear's gone. It's actually kind of weird because now there's just nothing in that space. There's now just a perimeter around nothing.
I'm gonna walk over there and see if there's any gold on the ground.
Sure. You walk over to the tear where the tear was, and there's nothing on the ground.
I like to cast Detect Magic.
High fives, guys.
Sure. Your
We did
Detect
it.
Magic
Drell's bummed out.
shows like... Actually, give me a second. I need to look something up real quick.
We did it, guys. We saved the
I don't know how I'm gonna carry all this stuff, dude.
Trail. We can help you carry it.
I just can't believe you're bitching and moaning about
You
carrying
you
stuff when you guys
see
ripped
with your
a
detect
hole
magic,
into a different
you see
plane.
almost
I
like it's been
didn't do it.
stitched and sealed a like jagged green faint line. Like clearly there was a tear here between planes. In its conjuration type magic, the same way that a plane shift spell would be, you see that there is a sealed but still faint, meaning it could be reopened, now sealed tear to the elemental plane of air. Just this faint green aura that is in that space. Sealed up, just a line. Little zigzaggy line.
Great.
But none of the rest of you can see it. This is just through detect magic.
Yeah. Is it closed?
I mean, Kelo's over there looking for gold, so... And he seems fine.
It seems closed, but I think the world will be scarred for a while. Maybe indefinitely.
What is the consequences in the future then?
Somebody smart enough could try and
Like
reopen it.
any idea of how this will affect like the future living? If this is just a scar, I don't really understand how the scar works, but
Well,
just how bad is it gonna be?
as long as word doesn't get out, and people don't come searching for it, I can't say what it's like on the other side. Things will want to try and reopen it from that end, but I'd imagine it's
Awesome.
something you want to keep secret and safe.
Yeah. Did you guys find gold at least, huh? You find your
I'll walk
gold?
back over and say, man, a freaking little bastard lied to me.
Dang, that
There's nothing
sucks.
I
That
don't
must
think
really
Make a
suck.
history check. Anyone who's talking about gold at this point.
Ooh, -1.
8.
Oh, that's an 8. Don't. For some reason, it just rolled with advantage because the.
No,
Well, you
still
got
it was
13
still the first roll.
Yeah.
Why would it be an 8?
I got an 8.
No, I'm saying a feeling. Why would
Oh.
yours be an 8?
Yeah.
It looked like that the first one showed up was an 8.
Oh,
No.
as the 8, I
Uh,
get you.
Yeah, Drell. All the money that you think Bamboozle had, you picked it up off of the air elemental corpses yesterday. Like it was whirling in their bodies.
Oh.
You literally picked up a ton of money yesterday. Or like earlier, actually. It hasn't even been a day. You guys, this is the same day. Like it was a
Same
few
day.
hours ago. Not even. You guys closed the portal
Minutes.
almost immediately. It's
Or
been like less
15
than an
minutes
hour.
ago.
It's been like less than an hour that you picked up a bunch of shit from multiple air elemental dissipations.
Yeah, Drill don't remember.
At least
No,
an
you do
hour.
remember. You have a 16. That's what you rolled the history check for.
Yeah,
is
I
not
know
bad.
I know I have the fan and the sword and I added all that money, but now all that money's in a big pile.
It's like an hour 15 ago.
Well, you guys got your gold.
And we saved the
Town.
Shut up.
Fucking
Drill goes back
Drell's over
inside.
there. Drell's over there. He opens the fan. He's fanning himself. I don't remember any gold.
Ah.
Oh.
Um,
Drell has.
Is there a way to call?
Drell
is
took
there
the
a way
fan.
to-
No one took the sword.
Not necessarily to
I
call
mean-
them back, but just tell them that the portal's closed.
we
and
can go out
immediate
and
danger
find the
is,
people who are on the outskirts. They have like what is an inverse of a scout? Someone who, I mean, they are looking ahead,
still
but they're
scouts.
looking ahead for they're scouting out, but not like going somewhere. They're scouting out from where
Like
it's
the-
coming
like-
from. I guess
Like they're stairs.
on guard. I don't know. Yeah, let's go. Wow, this is gonna be super fun to explain to my family.
Do you
Yeah,
want to
good luck
like?
with that. I'm gonna go
do you
keep an eye
wanna-
on Red
Do
Secure.
do you want to like pack up
Yeah.
our stuff and like tell them on the way out and like it's just
All
like
of our stuff was in the portal, you fucking. All the stuff that was in the guest
I'm
house.
gonna
was in the
pretend
You
Well,
guys
portal.
you didn't
leaving
just
the
say-
cauldron and the body
I'm
and
sick
just
of
Oh
leaving?
shit! I forgot about that
I'm gonna
guy.
pretend you didn't just say we'll tell them on the way out like we're leaving. Like this big thing did it like isn't that big.
I'm sticking in the house watching over the
Shit, I
cauldron and
forgot that guy in there.
Drill, I just can't comprehend how you just thought this small little thing is something we can just talk about on the way out.
I don't know, man. I just figured if it was awkward and you wanted to leave, that's all. My bad. Look, man.
I mean, is it awkward for you guys? Because I will have to go talk to them, and unless you
No,
want to go
it
tell
would-
them
do
you
you,
guys
do you
ripped it
want me to
open.
come
would-
with,
it
and then
would
I'll
be a
show them
lot
I
worse.
like gave up a fucking magical
Would it be worse
item?
if Jarrell told them that, hey, me and Kelo ripped it open because we wanted to find gold?
I'm just saying it would
was
be a
Kelo's
lot
idea.
worse.
You could leave out the find gold part. Maybe you could just say you broke it, and we didn't know this would happen if you
It was
break it.
Kilo's idea.
I'd rather not lie to my parents about this because
Okay.
It's not lying, technically. It's only really saying half truths.
At the end of the day, it was an
Because
accident.
at the end of the day, Kelo just says, "Yeah,
no,
I
an
dropped it and
accident
it
can be
shattered."
used for children who accidentally drop a cup of milk. This
This was
is
a big
not
cup of
just an
milk.
accident.
This
Yeah.
was a very big
Because
cup.
I don't know if you know this, but we have a dead guy in a pot and two guys are in a fucking who knows where falling. So it doesn't get to be classified as an accident anymore.
Who here is
Okay, I think
proficient in
there's more
Arcana
than-
besides Ben? Anyone?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I have Jack of all trades.
Did you have
I don't think
proficiency?
so.
Yeah.
I'd say you and Ben both get to make a Arcana check.
16.
Oof.
You can recall if you have it.
Sure.
Sure.
Elemental plane of
Sure.
air. While the idea, like everyone's like, oh, you just fall forever. It's the initial sucking in and the moving of wind that's a thing.
Yeah.
But the way that the elemental plane of air works, you don't just fall forever because there isn't an infinity in that
Of
dimension.
air, yeah.
It's more so that the wind is whipping in so many different directions that you're almost suspended unless you have an ability to maneuver through it. The reason that, like, the quarterstaff went fucking phew, like zooming out and
Yeah.
their arms were doing the same thing is because you're going from a space of no air movement to drastic air movement.
Yeah. It's like a vacuum.
So
almost.
those dudes are probably suspended in the air somewhere in the elemental plane of air if they haven't been attacked by someone or tried attacking someone.
They're going to die of starvation.
Actually, and I
Or
do
what
believe one of them
would they
that
suffocate,
was
though?
I
What's, like,
believe
the
one
air
of them
pressure
got
like?
sucked in after he died. Like he
Yeah.
went unconscious then whoosh. So he's probably, you know what?
Well, it's like islands. Islands just float around in the plane. Like people have brought,
Three.
you know.
He rolled 3 fails and 2 saves, so he's dead.
No.
We wouldn't know he died though.
Fucking
He just
Like,
Salt-
I'd like to
salt
think that
in the
if there
wounds.
are islands in this version of the elemental plane of air, they're kind of made of like an ethereal cloud-like material that's just more dense than an actual cloud.
Oh, and now there's just a rotting corpse on one of the clouds. Tight.
Not just just suspended in the air somewhere. Unless
Tight.
there's some like being in there, which there are many, that could possibly revive him, which are many, if they want to.
Or they eat him. Tight.
Who knows? Jin will try and go find them and let the people know that they're closed. Ben, do you want to come and explain how we were able to close it and
Yeah, I'll come along.
is there science of it? I don't understand this, but
Is there
Science thing.
science to this magic?
It's sort of like
You like
fighting
that
fire with
sentence?
fire.
Oh. I don't get that either, but okay.
Drell might.
He might. He just might.
If there's anything that Drell knows, it's fire.
Jin will go out and look for them with Ben.
Okay. It doesn't take you guys long. You get
Yeah.
the idea that like those scouts were kind of like in the tree line watching everything happen. As soon as stuff cooled down, as soon as you said like there's no immediate threat. So you go out, you get in contact with one of the scouts. They let you know that they'll send everyone back and that the tear is closed. I'd say it takes about 2 hours before the village has just about everyone back, besides the 2 individuals who got thrown into the elemental plane of air. Specifically, approaching you, Jin, you see a tall, how tall are you?
Jin is. Let me look at it. What did I write down for his description? Jin
5'11".
is 5'11".
Okay. Taller than you. Slim woman.
Jesus.
Who walks up to you
We're
with
the same height.
long flowing white hair, who you remember as Tina. The first time you've seen her since the 10 years has passed. She and Razakiro had been doing their thing while you and the party have been in the village. They've kind of just been keeping their distance. They haven't been interacting, especially with Kane coming back, and they didn't want to get intertwined and, whatever.
Yeah.
And she comes to you, tears in her eyes. Is he going to be okay? Can I see him?
You don't want to see him right now.
I need to see him.
Oh.
Is he going to be okay?
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Okay, then bring me to him.
Oh boy.
I don't.
Jin, bring me to him.
Oh, okay. Okay. He is not gonna look like how you last
She
saw
punches
him.
you on the shoulder. Bring me to him.
Okay. And Jin will bring her.
You lead her to the
him
tribe
in
mother.
the
Like, it's a
cauldron,
woman
yeah.
whose husband she just heard is
Yeah, I
dead.
know.
And she's like fucking
Jin
freaking
isn't
out.
trying to fucking freak her out.
Yeah,
'cause he's
she's
gonna have,
already
like,
freaking out,
melted
dude.
fucking
She comes in
skin.
and she like kneels next to the cauldron and like starts like petting his hair. Like, she's
is
crying.
trying to
She's-
save him.
she's not.
He's gonna be fine. Jin, what did you say to her?
She just saw her husband die. I didn't want her to see him all. Like, he got hit with a radiating blast. Like, that is what it
Dude,
does
we
to the
just-
looks of you is crazy.
We just
Yeah,
gave
I
him
mean,
like
Okay.
it's a
200
little
pounds
bit
of
messy,
salt.
but it's gonna be. It's gonna be fine.
Okay,
Just
I
give
need
it some
to.
time.
I have to ask a question for both of you as a character question for you, just part of your personalities. I need to know how much empathy do your characters understand, or sympathy for that matter, for the two of you specifically when it comes to death.
Jin is a bit more empathetic about this right now, just because of the situation he's in.
So the concept of what did you tell her he's gonna be fine? It's still a woman who's lived her entire life with a man looking at his dead body,
Yeah.
which is very traumatic. Whether he's gonna
That's
be
why
okay
Jin
or
was
not.
trying to kind of like censor it, because he literally got melted by a fucking Kamehameha. Like, he just got smoked by the sun almost.
Yeah, and in the capabilities.
Yeah,
that
she
we have-
understands he's going to be okay, but it's still a very traumatic, very emotional thing to see your husband dead
And
in a
melted
cauldron of
In
salt.
a salt. Yeah, that's why Jin was trying to buffer it.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah, so
completely covered, though.
she's
No, his head.
he
pokes
can
out
he
the
can
top.
crouch it, like it says that it can
Yeah, they
fit
have
a
to- yeah.
person crouching into it. So it's
he's
a thing
just-
that his body's there and the 200 pounds of salt are on him, but he's not like fully submerged, no access
Yeah.
to air. Like, plus, it's
Now
already
here's
been-
me thinking that she can't even see the body.
Additionally,
at all, so-
additionally, I said it's been 2
Yeah.
to 3 hours since you started the ritual, and the salt slowly starts to
Mhm.
disappear as
See.
time goes on.
Oh,
And I said,
does it work? Does it work from bottom to top? Like
yeah,
it
well,
heals
like
up
the,
feet
that's
and
why
then
the salt
eventually
was
gets-
moving and like roiling because it
Yeah.
slowly just like
Yeah.
starts to go down. And,
Misunderstanding on how that worked.
and I
man.
did
No, you're
explain.
good.
I did explain that
That's right.
physical things that you guys can see over the duration of these 2 to 3
Mm.
hours is that it seems like the way that dehydration works. This salt is working magical in nature, but is working its way into his body and literally absorbing his health and his strength. So he's like his muscle tone. He's starting to look gaunt. Like his muscles have just disappeared. He's like, you see his face seems a little like not caved in, but like bony more than it was when you guys put him in. That like over this
vanished.
3 hours, he's starting to look like it's almost like it's zombifying him. Like in a sense that like when a raise dead spell is cast, for the next like week, you experience just a lack of all of your abilities. Like mechanically to explain it, everything gets -4.
Yeah.
Everything. You are like
yeah, 'cause
sapped of your
you're-
life force because
Because your brain literally dies, so then all your synapses like actually
it's the
have
difference
to like.
between revivify and raise dead. Raise dead is such a different, more complicated
Revivify is
resurrection
still
spell.
Body's still warm, but raised dead is like
Right.
something that's.
You can have up to
been-
10 days, but it's still sapping away part of your body and eating away to be able to revive your brain, basically. So he's starting to look gaunt. He's starting to like, and she's just crying and holding him and like, she's gonna wait. She's gonna end up waiting by him for the next 5 hours.
Mm.
Like
See,
she's
that's
not
my
gonna leave.
misunderstanding. is that I thought it was completely covered, so it's just like she
No,
can't
no,
even-
Yeah, no,
yeah.
not the way,
Like-
not the way that
it's
cauldron
like a
explains
little-
that a person
little-
can fit in
yeah,
it.
a little soft lie of like it'll be fine, but if she can see the body, I'm not gonna lie straight to her face saying it's not that
That's
bad.
why Jin was like, I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
see this right
And like
now.
there's like
That's not
burn marks in his flesh from the
Yeah.
radiant energy. That's like radiant burns are such a very specific thing compared to
Yeah,
like
if you see
anything else.
if you see like a friend or loved one who's like not like definitely not well, it's not.
Yeah. It's not good. But
Not good.
she's staying by his side for the next few hours, whether you guys want to leave her alone with him. Your parents do come back and your mother, Jin does step inside and like comfort her while she's waiting for her husband to be revived.
He's gonna make a recovery, but he's gonna be like really lethargic. Lethargic is like an understatement of this.
Yeah,
Your mother looks up. I understand. She's just. It's
Yeah.
difficult whether they're going to be brought back or not to have a loved one die. It's
No, I
not-
understand.
It's rough. I don't know if you need to stay around for this to be completed, or once it's been started, it's good to go.
as
Aphelion,
long as-
with your attunement to it, it's basically leave the cauldron here and it'll do its thing.
as long as the salt remains until the morning, it should be fine.
Who's gonna go? Who's telling them what happened? Okay, so Ben and Drell. Okay, so you find Jin's father, who's currently like having people take down the barricades and like move the wood away, and they're trying to like clear off whatever they can. You see that like some folks are like kind of mourning for whoever got sucked into the elemental plane of air. They're kind of getting their feelings out the way they can. And he's standing by and he looks exhausted, but sees Ben and Drell approach. Are we good? Is it closed? Do we have to worry?
It's closed, but like a wound on your body, it stays behind and lingers. There's a scar.
I've seen it firsthand. Part of what Jin doesn't know that this village participates in, we started sending out some of our warriors and alchemists to help out neighboring countries. So when they need monster hunters, they get monster hunters. And sometimes that includes going to locations of different dimensional tears. However, normally they send somebody who can do the closing. We just have to protect them and make sure they can get it closed. We don't have that kind of thing here, nor were we prepared to have our village be the site of one of them. So, we appreciate your efforts. We lose people doing this sort of thing pretty regularly, so they'll be okay. It's almost a good thing that their bodies aren't here, because if their families had figured out you chose one person to save over the other two, then I don't know how we would have been able to handle that as a village. How did it open? What was this? I mean, granted, I'm very, very happy and very pleased that it's closed, but I mean, that was in the guest quarters. No one else was staying there but you.
I'm gonna like tap, like very, very sly. Like I don't want anybody to notice that I tap Kelo.
You two aren't there. This is just
Oh.
Ben and Drell approaching Jin's father.
What do you want?
Unless you guys want to see this conversation and try to like overhear it and like step up.
I had to let my dog out. I didn't know we weren't there.
Okay, yeah. So this was who was gonna go tell Jin's father what happened.
No,
If you would have said Valxis was part of that, then so be it.
No.
Okay. So just the two. So he's just it was in the guest quarters. We've never had a tear to another dimension, another plane in this village? What?
An item that was gifted to us. We were unaware of its true nature. We thought it was similar to a bag of holding, but well, it turned out to be a volatile, portable.
But
something.
it was contained before. How did it?
It was in a jar, a glass jar.
Right. Okay. And how did it become not in a glass jar?
I think they were trying to figure out how to get inside of it. A drill. Maybe.
He looks over at you like... It's like he's trying to be better about immediately resorting to anger and is waiting for the explanation first.
So, as Ben mentioned, this was gifted to us, and we were told it held gold, and we were under the impression it was like a bag of holding.
A portal to the...
Let me finish. Let me
okay,
finish.
yeah, no, you're right.
Just let me get through the whole thing.
No, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Drell has his eyes closed and is not looking at him this whole time. Or like when he opens up his eyes,
feel him
like
staring you down with your eyes closed. Like you know this man is searing a hole into your soul.
So anyway, Kelo, the big guy, carries around like the
Loxodon.
Yes, that guy.
He looks over your shoulder, like I'm assuming Mardor, Valxis, and Kelo kind of just like, you guys are in your own conversation doing whatever, like, in the distance. And he's like, where is his axe?
I'll get to that. I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, sorry.
So he was asking me, we were in the guest house. He's like, hey, I want to get the gold out of this. How do you think I should get it out? And I'm like, well, the fanny pack of holding, when I need to empty it out, I just normally turned it inside out. And then, all the stuff would spill out. So, with that logic, he tried turning it upside down, and then he broke it open.
So, he took a self-contained portal to another plane of existence and ripped its container.
Unknowingly, yes.
And the axe?
So, wait,
He tried throwing it at the dragon.
Okay, I was gonna say, did you see what happened to the axe, Ben? I actually missed that part. But so we used
was it a value?
I don't know. He really hated the forests while holding it. I don't know if it was good or bad. Dude, it's we got a lot of things going on here.
Do you know if it was of any considerable value?
The axe?
Yes.
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
So we used my fanny pack of holding. I think it was Ben or Philion's idea to tear it open and conceal it in.
I know how you sealed it.
I don't know.
I mean, it's the same. It's almost like the manipulation of a plane shift spell over a tear.
Drell's now
high-powered magical manipulators are able to form their planar shifting spells to close instead of open and shift. It's a whole thing.
Now,
so in interdimensional space, a small pocket dimension could theoretically be a portal and two portals inside each other. It's a whole... the magic people can explain it better. I've just seen it happen multiple times.
Yes, Annie.
He looks over at Ben and goes, "Heard you're a good shot," and pats you on the shoulder. And it's like it's a heavy-handed, like, yeah.
Yeah. I've been practicing.
Hey, don't go telling Jin that you use crossbows. He's gonna shame you for it. Man's all about getting up in someone's face.
So Drell gives a stern bow and says, I'm sorry.
I
for
am
the
not
eye.
Roy. Do not. Ugh. And he like uses the most human reaction he's had. He's, don't bow to me. I am not royalty. I am a hunter. That felt weird. You can apologize, but do not.
I'm
am
sorry.
not. No, stop. Oh God.
Now it's just
He goes,
weird.
okay, you know what? I'm gonna make it not weird. I'm gonna walk away. And he goes to walk away, and you see he starts walking towards Kelo, Mardor, and Valsis,
no.
who you guys are talking about
Shit.
whatever you're talking about.
Oh, I just snitched on him.
And he just shouts out a very gruff, Kelo!
Huh.
And he pulls a coin pouch from his pocket, bounces it in his hand, and tosses it over to you, and then walks away.
What? What is this for?
He walked away. Do you want to open it?
This
Yeah,
bullshit.
sure.
There's about 30 platinum in
I'll
there.
walk up shortly after.
Holy.
Man, fuck me, right?
You get the idea that he's compensating you for your magical axe that you threw at a dragon to try to save the village.
Yeah, yeah.
I told him about your axe, so I think that's what it's for.
I want to walk after him.
You can follow after him. Are you
Yeah, I'm
saying
following.
anything?
Hey, whoa. What is this for?
You're taking it. I understand how expensive magical weapons can be. We buy them all the time. Just take the money. We have no use for it. And he's not even turning back to you. He's just saying it as he's walking.
I'll just slowly turn around and just walk back, I
Okay.
guess.
You can add 30 platinum to your character sheet. If it's better for you to understand it in gold, that's 300 gold.
I think it's better if you didn't understand it in gold. Be like me. Be a hot mess. Have a roleplay reason to have 800 copper on you.
Or in some cases, 5,746.
Do you have that much on you?
No, but a player in my campaign does.
I was like, that's fucking crazy. Like,
I mean, technically that is 30,000 copper in platinum. So. Okay. Jin and Aphelion, where are you guys going from here? From being inside and sort of like, are you just hanging around the cauldron until it's done, or?
Yeah, Jin will hang around and comfort those
Yeah.
needed, I
If
guess.
there's anything that needs to be done, or taking care of that, but for right now, just keeping an eye on Rezakira and the cauldron is going to be...
I think slowly over the day, Drell has put his stuff in the cart.
Okay.
Hey, I probably gotta go find like Ben or like my dad, or I don't know, just group up with everybody because we've just been split all day.
Valxis, Kelo, and Mardor, what are you guys doing during all this? Before Jin finds you later. Like, you guys have had a good amount of time to just do whatever.
Probably just taking a nap.
Cool. Grazing?
Yeah, pretty chewing cud. Just the blank stare and the sideways chewing.
Okay. Valxis?
That's your short rest.
I'm inspecting all of the gyms.
Sure, you got a short rest.
You find a cursed one with a
I'm-
spirit in it.
Yeah, I'm inspecting all of the gyms just to make sure they're like.
Make a,
Yo, let me take over. Let me take over.
Hold on.
Let me be the voice in this fucking gem. Come on, dude.
What do you mean
Come on,
the
dude.
voice in the gem?
You're gonna tell me I have
Voice in the
another
gem.
sentient object? Cool.
It's me, the voice in the
You can make an Arcana check at advantage.
Okay. That's 12.
I mean, they're valuable gems.
And there's a
Okay.
voice in one.
Even if there was, he couldn't hear it.
I know.
Can I get a short rest?
Sure.
Heck.
You guys can all get short rests and use hit die if you want. None of you were doing anything
Hey.
strenuous. Short rest just means you're not active.
Shit.
Yep, that's what I'll do too.
Do you have the Song of Rest, Valxis, or whatever it is that bards get? That
I
makes it so
do have that, so everybody can roll.
It's everyone gets max
an
on their
extra-
hit die, right? Or do they get an extra?
If you or a friendly creature who can hear your performance regain hit points at the end of the short rest by spending one or more hit die, each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit points.
Okay, so if you guys are going to use hit die, Valxis is kind of just like chilling out, either strumming on his lute or playing his flute.
Or whistling.
You guys can, if anyone who's in the vicinity of him that can hear him, can roll an additional d6 to any hit die you roll for your short rest.
Let's go.
Plus an additional d6.
For each one, or is it just total?
Just total.
Bam. Nice.
Shit, it didn't even. Man. It didn't
And
show
that's
me
all my hit
anything.
dice.
If it rolled it, I can probably see it. I don't see your...
Yeah, it didn't go through. Wait.
Kelo, your hit die is a d12, homie.
Oh, I rolled 2, but it didn't do anything.
I meant to roll more.
Wait,
than one.
so if you hit short... If you
Yeah, I
hit
got
short
it.
rest, it gives you... Okay.
Why the fuck?
Wow.
Good deal.
Good deal.
Good deal.
Plus an
That's a
additional
lot of
1d6, but...
Yeah, that was the 3.
The 3 was 2d6. Where did you roll a second one for?
Mm.
You only get 1. But nonetheless...
No, I rolled it on my character sheet and it combined them. I don't know. It's
Okay, I don't know. Whatever.
yeah.
Anyone else doing anything specifically? Okay.
No, I mean, other than
As
just, like,
the
you're
as the
going around
moon
looking.
rises in the middle of the night, Jin, Aphelion, if you two have like sort of been like back and forth, been hanging out near the cauldron.
Yeah.
You guys, you don't have to wait till morning because it was pretty early in the day when you guys started the combat. Razakiro stirs and the salt is gone in the cauldron as he wakes up, Tina by his side, and you guys also present in the room with Jin's mother. He stirs.
Let's get him onto a bed.
Yeah, let's help him under the bed.
You see, he immediately like tries to push you guys off and get up himself. I got it.
I don't think you got it, man.
He pulls himself up.
I'll let him try.
He pulls himself up.
shit.
He's looking thin. This is actually closer to the Razakiro you remember. Like all the muscles that you saw before was confusing, and now he's looking at least sort of like what he looked like before.
Yeah.
And he pulls himself out. He immediately like goes to like lift a leg out of the cauldron and like stumbles forward, but Tina catches him and helps him out. And she goes, I think I'll take him home. Thank you.
Do you want us to help you get him home? Like,
It's fine.
sure.
And he
All right.
nods his head at you, and then she carries him, like not carries him out, but helps him walk out. And the cauldron's left there, still in medium-sized person form. No
How do we
salt
shrink
to be
this
seen.
down, Aphelion?
Before Rezakiro and Tina leave, I'd just
Okay.
like to say thank you for saving us.
He takes a breath, like a deep breath, and just goes, it wasn't only me. And then he looks over at Jin and goes, you were fucking right about swords. And then like limps his way out.
It's different. Told you.
And
Glad you're able to find
she
the
gives
right
a very
side.
and like you remember Tina as being it's actually surprising to you how aggressive she was when she was trying to get you to bring her to
Yeah.
Razakiro, and what you're seeing now is more of the personality you remember, the very almost reserved, quiet Tina, and she just smiles and nods at you and then takes him out, and they go back to their home. And you were left with Mira, yourself, Aphelion, and the cauldron in the room.
She punched me, man. I've never seen her get like that, but I guess that's what she do for somebody you love, huh?
Yeah. I'll go over and gather the cauldron and.
It just takes an action to shrink back down. You see that Aphelion goes and like raises like the handle of it as if you were carrying it like a lantern, and as he does it, just into a small like little carry size, tiny little.
It's literally it says tiny pot, which is like
tiny little pot in your hand. In your hand.
Little kettle.
Yep. Because we used a spellcasting focus, so you could cast spells holding it. Yeah, it's like the size of a small lantern. Straps it on.
What a way to start our day, huh?
Yeah.
You don't even know what happened the last 2 days. You've been in bed.
How long have I been out? Like a day? Like a night?
2.
Awesome.
So it was 3 days ago you were last conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fine. What I missed in those 3 days?
Well,
Aside from that.
it's been a while, IRL, for the last couple of weeks and days, but pretty much that was it. It was just taking the watches, going.
It was you guys. Kane finished up what he finished up and left. You guys went on a walk through the forest. You know that's when they went back to the guest chambers. Jin, you were unconscious. So it's been 2 days of cycling watches.
Yeah.
When did the portal open, Aphelion? Just when?
I think the same day that you
It was
got
like an
knocked
hour after the thing happened, like where he got his power taken.
That's awesome.
Yeah, after you went.
Yep.
After
Cool.
you went down for the nap,
yeah.
opened about an hour later. Yeah.
Fun. So just 3 days of that. Just fucking kicking up everyone's life.
Yep.
For-
2.5.
For gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I a bad person, Aphelion? Is that why this shit happens? Like,
No.
it's just...
No, I think it just happens. I was gonna ask, for your village, when people are considered missing, like the other two, are they just like missing and that's it, or like missing presumed dead?
I don't know. I've been here in 10 years. Safe to say, I don't even know how they would go about getting them back.
Yeah.
Right? But wonder how Ben handled all of it.
I think he handled it pretty smart in figuring out how to close it.
No, I'm talking about like talking to my
Oh,
dad or whoever.
we should probably go.
Because I don't know if you see out there and Jin like pulls the curtain to the side. Some crying people out there. Some lost family members.
Pull the curtain to the side and almost to me. Actually, you know what? Where would everyone else be at this time? It's nighttime. Your guest chambers are basically gone, so you might have to sleep in the mess hall. But it's probably around like 7-8 p.m. Where would you guys be at right about now? Would you guys have like gone to go get food and go to sleep, or are you guys like those of you who aren't with Aphelion and Jin right now? Yeah, food. Try to find a place to sleep. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then you guys wouldn't have seen this. But, Jin, you pull the curtain aside and make a perception check. If this is under a 10, then you're looking at Aphelion while you're pointing and don't notice what's there.
4.
Okay, cool. So you pull the curtain aside and you're like, look, all these people mourning. Aphelion, standing in this doorway is Mistal Lightborn.
Oh, hello.
Are they looking in this window like they're upset at us?
From Hedron, member of the Dithronian Council, and she like has her fist up to like knock on the wood on the side of the curtain, and she says, "Oh,
hi.
Well, hello." And
That
Jin
doesn't sound like crying.
Yeah, she goes,
Jin.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, I
Nice to
wouldn't say
see you
that.
too. My
Oh, I thought we were
lord.
in trouble. I'm
You
sorry.
come
I
out
just
to
thought we were in
help
trouble.
someone, and you're met with oh fuck.
I didn't know
Great.
you were on the way. I've been asleep for
Aphelion,
3
it's
days.
good to see you too. No one knew I was on the way, except for your mother.
Jin will look over at his mom. What the?
She goes, she's a powerful magic
Yeah,
user who could have
it
shut the
makes
portal.
sense.
I reached out. I didn't think you guys were going to handle it today, and I was so worried about Razakiro, I forgot to tell her not to come. And
Are
she
you
goes,
guys close?
The Dithronian Council hires... listen, after you worked for Hedron, you and your band of mercenaries, and I saw the types of things that you were able to do, I researched your family a bit, found that there were certain merchants who traveled out to this forest and came back and didn't report their business, and after some investigation, came out here myself, met your family, and we've been helping each other. I've been hiring some of your village to handle things in the kingdom, and they've been paid handsomely in whatever they've needed.
Oh, I thought this was like you and my mom have been friends for years, and then I...
Well, I mean, you were a mercenary for us nearly a decade ago. I've known your mother as tribe mother of this village for over 5 years.
Jin, you can see Jin doing math in his head. Okay, so you...
Don't think too hard.
You solved our were-rat issue, and then I started investigating you.
And then when I came back... Oh, man. What a
What do you
crazy
mean
world.
when you what? Yeah, by the
Well, when I
time
came back with these
you
guys,
were dealing
yeah.
with the kidnapped children, yes, I knew your mother. Very
Does she
well.
know I dealt with were-rats? I killed
Oh,
were-rats.
100%, yes. They know of all of the business that you conducted under me.
Well, this is cool. Well, this is... All right, that is egg on my
But
face.
it seems like, I don't know why you think this is such a bad thing.
No, it's just surprising. It's just you realize how small of a world it is, you know?
It's not, I don't think it's a small world. I specifically researched you and your upbringing because of your work with us.
She looked into your background.
It's very directly because of your actions. It's not like, oh, I stumbled upon your family in a secret village out in a forest and happened to have a connection to you. I 100% intentionally delved into your entire life.
Coincidence.
Some would,
It's not that
Jin, some would
coincidental.
call
huh,
that
Aetheria?
But it's
stalking.
fun to think about it that
It's not. Are you there? Vox says, you want to be there?
Can I
Fuck
be?
it.
Yeah.
Sure. I think it's not stalking. Stalking would be if I followed him everywhere and saw his every move. Instead, I researched
Surveillance.
research.
Why
Same
didn't
thing.
you just ask me for more help?
It's
I'm glad my
intelligence
family got more
gathering.
money.
I gathered
There we go.
intelligence
That's the term
on
we
him.
use.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes. Not stalking. You think I'm that bored?
I was similar, and I was looking for the right word. I couldn't remember.
Gathering intelligence is similar to stalking? I mean,
in
you
some
could,
instances,
you
yeah.
could
Yeah,
stalk
some
to
instances.
gather intelligence. But
Exactly.
not every instance of gathering intelligence is
Yes.
stalking. Got it.
Yes. Like a circle's a square.
Well, it's good to see you.
It's a long-winded way
Pauses
to
for a
come
moment and
around
puts
to
her head down. It's
Wait.
not how that- It's not how that works. A circle is not... Okay. Okay. The portal is closed, Mira. Everything's good here. Do you want me to...
Well,
I'll
Ben
just-
says
I'll
there's a
go-
scar.
Oh. Okay. I'll go... I'll leave
We
you
close
to...
it with a bag of holding.
It's fine. I won't, as you said, throw egg at you anymore. And I'll go look at this scar. And she closes the curtain and walks away. Valxis, you're left like standing in the room. I would assume you just
Good
walked
day.
up during this catching like white dragonborn with her back to you.
Egg on you, dude. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
What?
Egg on you. What's that supposed to mean?
It's like embarrassed. I
Throw
just look
egg
stupid.
on you.
Like egg
'Cause
on
he
my
said,
face,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got egg on my face. And she was like, so
Like
like
a-
you
I'm
said,
like
I
a
guess I'll stop
doofus.
throwing eggs at you.
Yeah. Well, you never heard that saying, Austin?
Weird analogy.
Philion's never heard egg on my face. He has no idea what that means.
I've never heard that.
In real life?
I've never heard that.
You've never heard I've got
You've
egg
never
on my
heard
face?
egg on my face?
Never.
Yeah, it's sort of like a embarrassing.
I mean, I got the context. I got the context.
You goofed
of
on.
it,
It's just
Put
getting
it this
goofed on.
way.
pretty
I've
much.
heard of egg on me before, but I've heard the word brazier more than I've heard that phrase be used.
I've never heard of that term at all.
No, not a brassiere. That's a piece of clothing. We're not.
I mean, it's analogous to like someone getting tomatoes and eggs thrown at them in like a public
Yes.
forum.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, oh shit, I messed up. I have egg on my face.
Get egg, nerd.
But nonetheless, she walks off and she's going over to the scar to see if there's anything that needs to be done. It's the three of you and Mira at this point.
Go over and join Mr. Lightborn.
Oh, you're just walking out with her? Okay, Valxis, Jin, and Mira.
Our business is done here. We're about to walk out.
Well, no, Jin opened the curtain to be like, look at all the people mourning, Aphelion.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the people that we've affected. Look at it.
But now
I'll
Valxis is
just
here.
Vox, you want to go find Ben with me and see how the conversation went?
Sure, yeah.
I'm guessing Merrick is all good, right, Mom?
She goes, well, we sort of passed him along to some carers while we were dealing with the entire village. So I'm assuming he's been fed and is off playing with his friends. He's not hurt or anything, though. Your father got him out of the village first.
That's good.
I never did ask because I didn't want to throw eggs at you, I guess. Why were rats? As like, so who, never mind. It's just,
I was just rolling with a group called the Legion and just.
hey,
Does that name
Yep.
sound familiar?
Just fucking shit up.
first time you've heard it, though.
Okay.
She goes,
Just going around fucking shit up.
I will not judge you for what you had to do to get by. Just,
I mean, they're good people. I mean,
my thing is that were rats are, you were technically like
It was after.
there for a moment. So you were killing people who were like you after the fact. Did you think that people should be hunting you and killing you?
I mean, I don't know. I never
Were they
really
like
thought
real
about
evil
moral
it.
were
dilemma, huh?
rats?
Well, it was like before that happened. So at the time, I didn't know, and then it just happened. So I guess in
Did you-
another instance,
So did you even find out whether or not they were like bad people? Or did you just
were
hunt
they
them down
bad
and kill
people?
them?
We were just Jin was just hired.
You're
to do
asking
it, right?
me. I'm not.
No, no. This is
DM?
This is Hida asking.
You have
yeah.
no idea. This was like 8-9 years ago, and you were just hired to go kill a bunch of were rats, and you did it.
How old am I? I was like 16. I don't know. I'm just doing work to get by.
Are you okay with the fact that you murdered a bunch of people? Because I don't think you'd killed anyone before then.
I guess I just viewed it more as like hunting moorbounders, right? With that like concept. But then I was also just so like,
And you got over
Broody.
that when you became one?
it didn't like click with me. I was more hung up on like, oh my god, I'm a moorbounder. Like this is like fate bestowing itself upon me for messing up all that time. You know what I mean? Like I am the thing that haunts me. So I guess in its own way, I got like my own punishment back for it in like the cosmic or grand scheme of things.
And I guess you don't have to worry about that anymore. Go find your
Yeah.
friend, find out how the conversation with your father went.
Yeah. Jin will look at Vox's. Fuck, I didn't. Like, I thought of it about, like, fuck, I'm a moorbounder. Like, I'm, like, the monster that, like, haunts me. But I didn't think about, like, I killed were-rats, which are similar to me.
Perspective.
I mean, there were people turning into those rats.
Mm-hmm.
Just total perspective shift, huh?
It happens.
I mean, everybody's a bad guy to somebody, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just all perspective.
Yeah, I'm a bad guy to many people.
Including you, Jin.
Including you, yeah.
We are
I
enemies.
hate his guts.
So you both go out to find Vax's father.
My father.
Or sorry,
Jin.
Jin's father. My bad. You
But
guys
a
find
pizza
Kai.
would go crazy
Kai
right
is-
now.
He's still like kind of patrolling like the village and making sure everything's okay. He's pacing a bit. You guys find him out there, just in the village, just walking back and forth. He sees you walk up and doesn't like. He's trying to pretend like he didn't notice you, but not in a way that he's snubbing you. He just doesn't want to come across like he just noticed you.
He's like watching us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just pacing.
Well, yeah,
he
he
does a
has to
quick
watch
turn and
people-
starts
yeah.
pacing the other way, but not in a
Yeah.
way that's like I'm trying to ignore them.
Yeah.
So.
Like he's trying to still do his job, but
Mm-hmm.
also give it the social
Like the Queen's
breath of-
Guard.
Yeah,
type thing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like not ignoring you, but I do have to do my job.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. He's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
There's
I get
a
what you
there's a
mean. It's-
conversation that you have to approach him. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
He stops
Assume-
and turns and goes, Jin, how are you feeling?
Because Jin hasn't healed yet, so he's still bruised and cut. He's like, I've been better.
Okay. That's
I probably should tend to this thing, as Jin has like blood just dripping down his shirt, but we'll live.
not good, but also
So
good because you're
not
alive.
the worst. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's how do you affirm that something's not the worst, but also not
Could be better.
right?
Coasty.
But I wouldn't say could be better to you. I'd be like,
I
if
would
you're
say
like,
I could be better.
I'm not gonna be like that's good because that's. But it's also
I'm
I don't want to
glad
be
you're
like that
all right.
sucks because I am
Yeah.
glad you're all right.
Anyways, I'm assuming Ben caught up with you on all of this.
I spoke with your friend Ben and Drell, and I compensated Kelo for his lost weapon.
You paid for him on his lost weapon?
Well, yeah. What else am I gonna do with all the money this village gets?
The Dingleberry broke it open for gold.
He didn't break open his weapon. He threw his weapon into the plane, trying to stop his mistake.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kill
do you
so-
want him to go around weaponless?
he has another one. He picked up one like almost immediately after.
Wait, what do you mean?
He picked up like a
We
giant
found
greatsword.
like a giant greatsword.
He did not take that greatsword. You guys kind of just threw it in a loot pile, and he didn't take it.
I thought he picked it up. I
So
saw him
Kelo
pick it
does
up.
not have that sword.
That loot pile got splurted out when
I'm
we opened
assuming.
up
I'm
the
assuming
hole.
Drell probably put it in the fanny pack and then also put it in the carriage when the fanny pack was gone.
Yeah.
But Kelo
No, we should-
Drew specifically told me that Kelo didn't take that weapon.
Okay. Well,
Oh, Jin's under the impression he picked it up.
Yeah.
He didn't have
yeah,
a
we
weapon
found-
when I saw him. He looked like it was just maybe a hand axe on his
Oh.
waistband, but I don't think that's. I mean,
Well, we found.
Is a
we
hand
found-
axe for someone that big just a normal like wood cutting axe, or like I'm just
no, a wood cutting axe would be bigger than most hand axes because
but he's like a Loxodon. You know what I mean? He's a big
you
guy.
saying-
So then,
I'm
like
only
in
like-
comparison,
He's
He's
really
only like
Go ahead.
he's only like 2 feet taller than you. Right? How tall is
He always
Kelo?
He is
seems so
under
much
7
taller.
feet.
He's under 7 foot. Oh,
Yeah,
then he's only a foot taller.
he's a
than you.
little Loxodon.
Yeah,
only
he's,
five-
and
he's
he
only a
looks
foot taller than
thin
you.
too because he's like 300
Oh.
pounds, which is just like
Yeah.
a 6 foot like built man would be 300
I'm a
pounds.
scrawny boy.
He's a
never mind.
scrawny, not super tall Loxodon.
Well, whatever. Sorry about all that. That's
Well, you were unconscious for 2 days. What are you apologizing for?
You're the one who didn't do it. I mean,
Well,
you can-
You're
I brought
literally
these
the only one who
people
can apologize.
well. I brought these people here, and then
Okay, true.
then they almost immediately.
I mean,
did
by
the thing
that
you-
logic, it's my fault for creating you.
You see Jin bite his lip and that. Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
And raising you and disowning you because then you wouldn't have left.
I wouldn't have
and
Yeah,
giving
the
you that
little
moorbounder
left,
hood, because then you wouldn't have become a moorbounder lycanthrope to then come back.
Give up your
So technically,
lycanthropy
by your
powers.
logic, everything's my fault. So, but then also it's your
It's my
grandparents' fault because they
fault.
had me. For then
It's like
me
an
to have
ancest-
you.
Yeah,
so
this
like
is just some cosmic karma going on, huh?
right. So like something
Down
your
the
ancestors did really.
Hey, I said cosmic karma earlier. Great way to bring that reference back, Valxis. That makes sense why the storyteller of the group.
You think karma's like a real thing?
Oh, it's because I was talking about it with Mom earlier because I was explaining how I killed a group of were rats when I was like 16.
I know.
So then Mom brought up like, well, you were then a lycanthrope, and I was like, yeah, but that was after. So then in a weird way, it's like a double punishment to then understand the perspective of those who shift. Anyways, I just came over here to say sorry. But also,
Okay.
I'm fucking useless. I'm not even saying that in a self-wallowing way.
What do you mean? The scout said you were fighting.
I slashed at a thing one time, cut myself, got knocked down, and really did not do what I was normally doing before with this group. So I really need help. Is there some way that I can learn how to do like the alchemy you guys do or something?
Well, you'd have to retake the trial. You'd have to consume of the blood and go through the entire process of the trial again.
What would happen?
I mean,
Do we know what
excruciating
happens
pain
to
for a
those?
while.
Yeah, but it's twice. So like, what would happen?
No one's ever had to take the trial a second time. So
This'll
is
be
that
fun.
something you're willing to do? Okay. And then
I
you
will
want
do
us
it.
to train you in the use of mutagens. Creation and
Yeah.
use?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
as much as I would
Well, use is the easy part. You just down the...
just
Drink.
down it.
You'd have to train with Sasha.
Is that the?
Is that the what? She runs
Is that
the
the
lab.
whole book portion thing I gotta
Well,
do?
you have to know how to create the different alchemical potions that you would take, the mutagens that
Okay, but what if somebody else could create the
no,
mutagens for
no,
him?
I need to do this. This is a me
it
thing. I should
utilizes
learn
blood
the balance
magic
of this.
from
Yeah.
from any
My
who have
blood, yeah.
like taken the trial.
Oh.
You wouldn't be able to create. You could try.
Well, could I
it
use
would
his
just be
blood?
You want to go through the trial?
No,
too?
no, no. I point to Jin. Could I use his blood?
He crosses
Make
his
it.
arms and like gets it really.
I'm just curious about how
Could
this all
you
works.
cut Jin, use
Uh-huh.
his blood to perform blood magic to create mutagens?
Yeah.
Why not just take the trial at that point,
I
Valxis?
don't see why not, but also, well, because he could die.
Yeah, because I could die, and that sounds like a lot of pain, and I don't do pain.
Valxis, I'm about to do it twice. I'm about to die.
Well, you
Twice
didn't
to
di-
this.
No,
Oh, you didn't die.
You didn't die. You survived it. You've been raised to survive it. I'm saying there's a possibility that people
Oh.
outside of our people might not survive it
just get
because it's
fucking
not like in their,
destroyed.
you know.
Gotcha.
Right. I mean, there have been people who have partaken in the trial outside of this village, but
Wait, what?
do you think we're the only blood magic users in this whole world?
Yeah. I never met anybody else.
Yeah, we are.
I also really haven't even left this continent up until recently, till going up to like the kingdom.
The
Still
kingdom's
still-
not
still
another
the same
continent. It's
continent.
just a
It's
country.
empire.
It's just a,
Yeah.
it's a line.
But we crossed a large body of water. In school, you said you crossed a large body
It
of
was
water.
the
It was a
river
river.
to the north?
It was a river.
Not like the rivers I see. That was a big river.
That was like.
I don't know if we'll be able to learn the mutagens. I don't. I
This is what I-
think
this is
a
what I mean.
river is a
Somebody- I
large
think
body
somebody
of
else-
water.
Like, man, I couldn't even see
we
to the other
crossed over
side.
that ship. Yeah, it was huge.
We crossed a river through the sky.
You crossed a river on a bridge, technically.
Yeah.
And then again
we
through
took-
the
and then-
sky.
and then
Actually,
we
no.
just
Then again
went
across
through
a
the
bridge. Like you didn't fly over the river in the sky either time.
Yeah.
I just have to look at this map because that's just so funny. Jin's like, another continent right there. Large body of water, just like in school.
Okay, so Jin, there's continents and there's countries. You're talking about countries.
Oh,
Countries are the
We
the
live
land-
technically
the
in a
land
wild,
inside the
ungoverned
continent.
land, and you went into the kingdom and then the empire, which are both governed countries.
what a day.
So you want to relearn how to manipulate your blood for mutagens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have your mother prepare the trial, and then you're going to have to work with Sasha for however long it takes you to learn this shit. Because the way it works here, if one of us doesn't want to keep in the know about these mutagens, we just have someone else make them for us, and we take them and go. You're not going to be here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
So...
I'll get along with
Can
Sasha.
Can I learn about the mutagens with Jin?
I mean, you'll be able to
You
learn
just
about
wanna
them. You won't be
spend
able to
time with
recreate them
Sasha?
unless you utilize his blood. What?
Is that what this is?
What do you mean? What is
You didn't say anything about it until he said, I gotta hang out with Sasha.
I need you to
And then-
roll either a persuasion or deception check, Valxis, based on whatever your intention is here.
Wait.
You didn't say anything
I don't think
about
Cubby
learning
knows
it,
what his
nor
intention
me,
is.
or anything
he's been
about
calling.
it.
He literally said it at the beginning. He's like, could someone else learn it?
Right,
And he's
but the when he said, "Is it because you want to spend time with Sasha?" and you went, "What do you mean?"
Oh,
Like,
I'm totally innocent. Like he just wants to learn about
Okay,
it.
do a persuasion check just to get it to see how, because I had his father roll an insight.
Because Vox ain't a home. Well, he probably has been a home wrecker, but he just tries not to be a home wrecker.
Well, would
I
he be
don't
home
think
wrecking,
Sasha's seeing
Valxis?
anybody.
Well, Jin, no, Voxis knows.
You're the only player that knows, motherfucker.
Oh.
I DM'd it to you.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about right now?
That's right. I'm the only one that knows.
Which is really funny, because I brought this up to Cubs a couple weeks ago, and his exact response was, "Yeah, but whatever the fuck am I going to do with that information? It's not like it matters."
Now that information has use.
What? I still don't understand it.
Cool.
Well,
You're not
Just
supposed
as
to.
lost as Jin in this.
So are you saying out loud I'm not a home wrecker?
No.
Okay.
No. When Jin says, "What do you mean by that?" He just goes, "Oh, I want to learn. I want to learn. What do you mean?"
And that's the truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Oh.
whole truth.
Okay.
Why?
Nothing
You
but.
think I was like into Sasha or something?
I don't know, man. You like that girl who works at the ship docks? You like this scientist lady? Who fucking knows, huh?
I do like a girl who has a good brain on her. Okay, that's just smart women.
There it is. I got you to admit
Smart
that you
women.
do like her. You
I-
did like that girl at the docks. It wasn't just a little thing that you were skirting around. Booyah.
That one is complicated. Okay.
What's complicated?
All right,
about it?
everyone, you can
If
call
you're
off
into
the
a
app.
woman, then you pursue her,
It's
and then
complicated to
you...
him.
Right? No, his father's asking you. How's it complicated? If you're
don't-
pursuing a woman, you pursue
'Cause
her.
I
I
don't-
don't see
I
what
don't-
the difficulty is.
Yeah, man. Like how I did it. I lit a bow and arrow on fire and then played the finger game with it, and that's how I got Sheila.
Just the regret of like,
Where is she, by the way?
She left.
What?
Lit an arrow on fire and then played the finger game.
just the mouth.
Yeah, to show her how dexterous I am. And also, she's a fire gymnast.
Alexis totally does
Like-minded
not know
things.
what the fuck you're talking about by finger game. And
It's
so
like
he-
this, watch. And then Jin just slowly like stabs a small little dagger in between his fingers. See, it's just slow. But I did it quicker to
You're
impress
like
her.
out in the open, so he takes the dagger, holds up his hand, and goes.
It's like that, but with the table. See?
Oh, that was not at all what I
Yeah.
would. Okay.
Well, it's a lot easier when my hand's not on a table.
Yeah, it's... Isn't that how
No,
you flirt
'cause
with
I don't
people?
know,
You
I don't-
just find
So
something
are you going to be learning it with
similar-
him?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like.
So
yes.
we're gonna do some time skip bullshit. Okay. I I need Jin.
Let me
I need
long
both
rest.
you and Valxis. Everyone can long rest at this point. I need both Jin and Valxis to roll me a D100. I have already written out, and I did this earlier today, certain results that determine how long this is going to take.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So, this is up
dumb.
to you, Valxis, whether you want to pursue this longer than Jin. But here's what ends up happening. The next day, you retake the trial. For a couple days after that, and I'll get to whatever you guys want to do for this duration of time after the fact. But you take the trial. It's a painful experience. Not as bad as you remember because you've been through a fucking lot. But you go through like you guys watch as he takes this vial of what's like a dark, almost purple blood, downs it, and then for the next like 24 hours is literally seizing in a bed, and they have to strap him down as he's seizing. You guys might be concerned, you might check in with them, but like they specifically tell you this is something that happens, this is what the trial is. Every single person in the village has to go through it. Jin's gone through it before.
Jin does it, he asks Valxis to watch him the entire time. He's like, if I'm gonna be your bodyguard, you have to witness what I go through.
I've witnessed this the entire time.
You spend 24 hours watching him seize the entire time. And then you guys go to the lab, and both of you are going to learn from Sasha blood magic and mutagen creation. Now, with a 39, it is going to take you a full 2 weeks, so 18 days, Jin, for you to fully retrain your brain into understanding the concept and alchemy behind mutagens. For you, it's like riding a bike. Right? Like there's things you're like, oh fuck, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. And you start doing experiments.
Carry the one.
Yeah, and you start doing
Carry the
experiments with Sasha.
one.
She starts taking you through each of the mutagens you can create. Valxis, you're there, and every time they go to like do an experiment, Jin's starting to like get into it and like know what he's doing. And like every once in a while he'll forget, like, oh fuck, I need to give
looking
you
at
some
the
of my
vials,
blood. I
and
need to give
I
you
have
some
no
of my
idea
blood.
what they
Fuck,
mean.
I need to give you, and like, because the thing is whenever Jin like gets something, it's like, yeah, no, I got it. Yeah,
He
yeah.
just runs off with it.
You move on to the next step, and you're like, wait, no, but I don't fuck. If you want to keep, I'd say you have about half of the knowledge you need to understand how to make these mutagens. You would have to stay for most likely another full month to understand what the fuck they're doing, and have someone willing to give you their blood that's taken the trial to understand the mutagens.
So low.
Jin will walk up to you at night one day. Hey man, I see you're struggling. You want
private
like
tutoring?
Valxis has like had 2 nights in
tutor
the
you?
weeks, 2 nights of no sleep.
You want me to tutor you, man?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll let you roll another D100.
1.
A 1. I would love for a 1.
An 83. I would say that he gets you down to his level through tutoring.
Okay.
So now you guys, it takes you a full 18 days of the total 18 days to get you guys fully understanding in mutagen and blood magic. And you can't create any of it yourself, Valxis, unless you have his
I need Jin.
Unless you want to partake in the trial.
Fuck no.
And if you did, I'd have you take your 8th level back and put it in Blood Hunter.
No, that's what I was.
Valxis, I mean, you already learned how to do this, man. What's the point of you learning it?
Well, for
You wanna
you,
do it.
so I can make it for you.
Yeah, but I got this. Like, actually, Sasha wasn't that bad to hang out with. There was a lot of...
She's standing right there. Thanks, Jin. You're
No, I
not that
didn't mean
bad
it
to
like-
hang out with either, I guess. You know, I take time out of my day where I'm supposed to be, you know, becoming the new tribe mother, and I teach you mutagens and
But
everything.
look at this. You were able to educate somebody who doesn't even have any knowledge on it.
Yeah, it's easier to educate
Look
him
how
than to
awesome
re-educate you.
I was
You
struggling.
learned some of that stuff slower than the children do.
I just fight things!
That's a lame excuse, Jin. It's a lame excuse, and you know it.
No! No!
Started to cry.
Okay, but like,
Tears in his eyes.
It was welling up.
I do.
I'm tempted to like do
Just
it.
like
the
Mom
level in
said,
Blood
everybody
Hunter?
learns at her own pace. Mom said it. Everyone learns at their own pace.
Aw, your mommy told you that you learn at your own pace, Jin.
Oh my! You know what? You're
Thanks,
gonna have
Mom.
to. You have to do her same
Oh,
role
I'm
soon,
sorry.
too.
You
You're
can
gonna have to
whack
be
things. You can whack things with a sword while I'm doing complicated experiments to produce mutagens to make you better
It
as
is
a
more
person.
than just whacking things with a sword. I strike vital portions in order to defend people.
Uh-huh.
My craft is different than your craft.
Yeah, but who's doing whose craft when they leave here?
You see Jin just like claw at his eyes. Oh my god. Thank you, Sasha. I'm really grateful for you teaching me
She
this.
like takes a step back. I never thought I'd hear you say that in my entire life.
Are you gonna take the test or not, Valxis? You learned all this shit. We spent a month here. Just saying, man. It's a day of just season, man. It's not that bad. I've done it twice.
I
and lost
watched
my
you
powers.
seize for 24 hours.
The
I
little
didn't know
ones
what the
do
fuck
it.
was going on.
The little ones do it. Merrick's gonna do it.
I turn like look. Is there any like little ones
this
around?
Sounds like a fucked up thing.
I mean, this is a full blown like laboratory. There are like other instructors who are teaching like different aspects of mutagen creation in different sections. So like you guys are just having this like conversation like in her office.
What do you think, Sasha? I mean, come on, like you spent like a month, maybe.
I'm not going to determine whether or not someone's going to possibly kill themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
mean,
don't
at this
want to
point,
like.
you're. I mean, I
die.
don't know how you went from not understanding what was going on to really picking up everything we were doing, but
Point to Jin.
no.
Yeah, he tweeted me.
You're more like
Music,
me every day,
music.
Jin.
I understand it.
You're more like
What?
me every day, Jin.
What are you?
You were tutoring someone? Can you imagine? And she's
He
gonna,
is my
she's gonna,
friend. He's like my best friend.
She's gonna stand beside you,
why
Valxis,
wouldn't I
put an arm
tutor
over
him?
your shoulder, and be like, "Can you imagine a world in which Jin becomes a teacher?"
Yeah,
she's like-
he'd be pretty good. I think he'd be a pretty good teacher, honestly.
I think.
I'll have you know,
I
too, with
think
my
he's
month
more
here,
brain
I've been
than he
trying
is
to
brawn,
retrain.
and he's just. She's talking over you to Valxis. I think he's more brain than brawn, and he's just putting on a big show for everybody.
I'm not some big strong guy. I've always been dexterous. I've always been athletic.
I think he is
starting more
She
losing
like
brain,
elbows
but-
you a little bit. She goes, Valxis, he used to make fun of Razakiro, but I'm pretty sure Razakiro is bigger than him now.
Well, not anymore. He kind of
After the two, this is after the 2 weeks. So after the 2 weeks, he's gotten his full. He's fully recovered. He's back to form. Like and like in you guys like see through like makeshift like thin curtains that cover like the windows of the office. That like Razakiro's out there, and Tina hands him one of the mutagens, and he pops it, and you see him just fucking bulk up and then go outside. And she goes,
You know what? I'll have you know, Sasha, he was using a bow before, and then now uses a sword. Just wanted to be known.
"Did you think I
Some
don't know
people
that? I've lived in this
I bet you-
village for
he-
10
he-
years. He's been using that
Probably
sword
still
since you
uses
left.
a bow.
Because he gets to take your spot because you fucked up."
God.
God, she just gets under my fucking skin. As he's looking at Valxis.
You know, it's all about the reaction, right? Like the reason she's doing it is because you provide this reaction of like pain and hate and like.
You know what else is
is-
going to get under your
It's
skin? The
because
fact
she's
that
just good at
every
it.
mutagen
I
you
don't-
make and take is going to be because I taught you.
That's fucked up.
There's a little
I will
piece of me
gladly
But
you
every
go through the
mutagen that
process.
I make,
vile.
you taught me, Jin. So if you let me make your mutagen, then she doesn't win.
Don't say that, because then she's gonna twist into like this thing of like, oh, I taught this kid and this guy taught this guy. It's like some grand teaching.
She's going to go, "I would never do that, star student," and then rubs your head, like ruffles your hair a little bit.
Thank you. She called you the
losing
star
it.
student. Why
He's
are you
broke.
proud of this, Jin? You're the star student. It's
He
like
just
a good
can't-
thing.
He just struggles taking compliments. It's okay.
There's steam coming out of his ears.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, no, I don't think I'm gonna be.
You don't want to
You
take the
know, I'm
trial?
starting
We
to
can
believe-
get one
I'm
prepped
starting-
for you.
No,
I'm starting to
I'm
believe
good.
that
I think
you
the
just
dad's
wanted to
part
do all
kinda-
this.
She
Valxis,
leans
'cause
in,
you wanted to
Valxis,
hang
and
out
she
with
whispers in
Sasha.
your ear, but just loud enough that Jin can hear it on purpose. "Yeah, you don't want to show Jin up, do you? You don't want to make him feel bad for not,
He
being
would
as
not
good
do
as-
better than
Yeah,
that.
you're right, I
No one
really
does it
don't.
like how I do it. That-
She can't help but like giggle a little bit, like at that one, because
You know
like
what?
the
No,
reactions
actually-
are just like,
You know what? I have to be a bigger and grown person.
uh huh.
If it would be the betterment for the group, it would be for the betterment of the group. Valxis, if you feel like you'd be a better person or more capable, having the ability to do what I do, you should do it, Valxis. You should do it. But if you don't feel like it, you don't feel like it. That is called maturity. As he looks over at Sasha,
She goes, I know it only took you 10 years. I'm so glad you finally grew up.
he's just covering his eyes. You know what, Valxis?
I don't think.
If you wanted to hang out with Sasha and get along with Sasha, go ahead. You can just do your thing.
How did he
I'll
turn
leave
this
you
into
guys
hanging out with
And he
you? I
walks
thought
out.
this was about
I
taking
just
the
gave him,
trial.
like, a
This was
real-
so...
like the big eyebrow look. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You hear
Jin, is there
Jin
something
yelling
you
through
need to
the
say?
door. Listen, you're just so nice to him, and you guys are ganging up on me. If this is just some,
He
you
hasn't
guys
said
hang out?
anything. I'm the only one who's
Where's
clearly
my
messing
backup,
with you.
Valxis? I'm your backup. Where's my backup?
Oh, so
I'm not
because
the
he's
word guy.
negligent
You're
in
the word
defending
guy.
you, it means he's on my side.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, I thought we were having fun.
I'm having fun.
It was a
Do I
little,
look
you know,
like
just
I'm
a-
having fun? And Jin is
it
like,
was just a
wigged
little
out.
bit of banter, you know, like we do it
I'm
all the
losing.
time.
I'm losing this banter.
I don't think you can win this one.
I didn't know it was a
You-
competition because I know you couldn't win if it was one.
That requires a glasses push-up.
She walks around her desk, opens a drawer, pulls out a bottle of wine, and just starts pouring.
You see Jin just lean over
Sits
this.
back, throws her feet up.
I hope
swirls,
you
takes a sip.
enjoy. I hope you enjoy your grand position after my mom, and you're just in coma, sleeping your fucking days away, and then you age and you get withery.
Is that what you think of your mother?
Who's old?
You know, the one who
No.
just did a ritual for you and was in a coma
No,
because
what-
of you?
Didn't she do it too?
No, I wish the best for my mom, but for you, I wish the opposite.
You wish me not to do the things your mother does.
Okay, I'm losing this.
Again, it's not a competition. If it was, yes, you'd be losing. Jin, you don't need to compete with me. You're a big, strong man, okay? And don't
Why do you
let
keep saying
anyone
I'm
tell
big
you
and strong?
otherwise.
You're
As you start
I
to
know
fire
I'm big
back,
and
as
strong.
you start to fire back, she's just taking a swig. Uh-huh. I know you know.
You just-
And
Jin
now,
put his
because of
hands
what
up.
I've taught you, you're going to be even bigger and stronger. You'll be able to protect Valxis here. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be great. What kind of wine is that?
Valxis, you're gonna make all of it.
Oh, it's
'Cause
a,
if
it's
I
a
make any of
40-year-old
these
red.
while we're
Passes
out,
the bottle over.
I sniff it.
Yeah, smells good.
Smells
What the? Jen just walks out. You hear him murmur through the hallways. He's supposed to be my fucking friend on this shit.
You see, you like this. You walk into her office, and
I
it's more
can't
of like-
believe this.
It's more of like a
I can't
small
believe
office
it.
in a wider space. So you come out into the wider space, and you're like fucking just saying shit to yourself, and people are starting to look at you, turn and look at you. And she's just in the back with her feet up on the table on the desk, just drinking the wine as Valxis is taking a swig from the bottle.
Yeah, as Jin steps out, he'll take a look at someone's desk. What? You need more of that root in this. You're messing up the formula. And then he
She
keeps
just looks up at
walking.
Valxis and goes, "Look at him go." And takes another swig. She goes, "If you
You've
do
done
want to take the
wonders.
trial, we can have it prepped tomorrow."
No, I think I'm good. I was more just interested in the learning of this because I never encountered it before. And I,
Yeah,
pursuit of knowledge and stuff.
Still here, Jin. You think you help your dumb friend tutor him in the late night hours, and he just does this to you. He talks about fucking wine, about fucking Sasha, fucking Valxis, and he's kicking rocks as he's outside.
Yeah, it's like resonating, and she goes, "You might want to go follow him. I don't know where this anger is gonna go."
Yeah, I probably should like fix this.
Well, I don't know if you can fix it, but you can make him feel a little better.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
But if it makes you feel better, I think he hates me more than he hates whatever you did.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So if anything, I helped.
I
just watched.
Is Jin a hole in the drywall kind of guy?
punches the drywall and breaks his knuckles, and the drywall looks fine. Fuck!
And then his friend
Jin
frames
isn't a
it.
strong guy. He's just a dexterous guy.
Well,
Hey,
I'll
what?
stand up.
You were gonna say something.
I don't know. I had nothing. There was nothing. Well, you have a great day.
Uh-huh.
Wine is a good one. And you, I'm gonna go. I just go.
Fucking insight check on you. What are you conveying as like?
He's just awkward.
Wine
He's
is
just
a
being
good
awkward.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wine is a good one.
Or deception? No.
I mean, I don't know. This was just me trying to. I'm inside. She was
I
insight
rolled
checking
it.
you to see what you were conveying and how well you were hiding whatever your.
He's
emotions
hiding
you're trying to
nothing.
hide.
He's just he
Yeah,
had nothing
exactly.
else
So
to
she's
say.
just-
He just didn't know how to end the conversation.
You walk out to like follow Jin, and you just hear her behind in like a normal voice, like not like she's calling after you, just speaking into the room. You would think someone who performs around the world wouldn't get so uncomfortable in the middle of a conversation. And then you turn to look back, and she
Bro, you
waves
got
her hand, and the
fucking
door
owned.
shuts. But
You kind of got owned there.
that took 18 days. So for the rest of you, is there anything, Ben? You won't be able to finish your light armor shit. I'd say you just have it finished at this point, but you wouldn't have been able to train with Jin at all because he would have been stuck in his fucking books. But Ben, Kelo, Drell, Mardor, Aphelion. 18 days to do whatever you want in the village of Morteste. Besides just loaf around.
Honestly, for that, I would say probably for 10-ish days. Say 10 days.
You were developing a spell at some point.
I was, but for the time being, for 10 days, I think after that, Aphelion is just going to go on like pretty much just like on the outskirts of the village for the most part, and just like solo camping out in the forest.
In the forest? Okay.
Yeah.
So for 10 out of the 18 days, Aphelion just like fucking disappears in the night and comes back the next morning.
No.
I would like to do research and interview people in the village about everything they know about liches.
Okay. Make it I'm gonna need 2 checks. I'm gonna need an investigation check and a persuasion check. Because finding the right people and then convincing them to give up whatever information about liches they have. Okay. You find people who know shit about liches.
Can I use magical guidance? Ability check.
I mean, yeah, it's an ability check.
I'm gonna re-roll both
Okay.
and spend 2 sorcery points.
Okay.
Okay, better.
Okay.
You said persuasion?
Okay.
Happy
You
with
find the right people, and they're going to give you the right information. You start going around asking the individual hunters, thinking like, okay, well, you would have had to gather information on these things, trying to fight them, right? Like, you've probably never had to fight one, but if you did, you'd have the information on it. And person points you to person, points you to person, points you to person, points you to person, which you end up in Sasha's office because she is the head of all information in this village. And you sit down, and this is like after one of their days of educating, and she looks exhausted, but she sits down, crosses her arms, and how can I help you?
I don't know where to start. Do you know what I am or how I came to be? I can give you a quick rundown.
Well, from what I understand, at least from what the tribe mother has told me, you are the remnants of some sort of ritual that created a being, and you aren't that being.
No. I'm not quite sure how the separation worked, but
She puts her head in her hands and like squints her eyes at you while you're talking.
somehow I was the byproduct of a ritual that created a lich, from my understanding. And, well, this is relatively new information to me. As it turns out, other people had already figured this out, but it was not privy to me until a few months, maybe a few weeks ago. But now that I know, I want to prepare myself for, I don't know, what I assume is inevitability of meeting this creature again.
She like looks away and thinks for a second and then opens up a drawer, pulls out a book and just starts flipping. That's not it. Flips again. Huh. You called it a separation?
It's the best way I know how to describe it. The body was left behind and I kind of took over.
You aren't the body.
No.
You aren't one singular entity.
Well, I came to find myself in this body. So I wasn't born into this body. I don't really know what being born feels like.
You were born into the body, but almost like if the body was an egg and your essence was incubated for a while. That body is not yours, and it never will be. And it was left behind as a husk from something that manifested into what we all call a lich. But what you all are, which I don't know if anyone's addressed you as such, is a manifestation of the fabrication in which I've not been able to personally bear witness. Am I correct in saying you used to refer to yourself by, in the common tongue, plural pronouns?
Yes,
Because you are a many. Granted, a many with a collective thought. Or at least with access to a collective thought.
well, that's the thing. They're all memories that I access that aren't mine.
They're the memories of the body, not the memory of all of you.
Yes.
I believe your memories probably go back to the creation, whatever creation anyone believes in. If you exist as a manifestation of the fabrication into a shell, then your experiences far outweigh that of whatever anatomical pieces still exist. The memories you're accessing are the ones that the brain inside your head experienced. But there are memories, I guess if you could call them that, experiences that all of you probably individually experienced before you manifested in your new home. And she gestures to your body. But you're here not asking questions about your existence, more so information about the Lich should you come to confront that which formerly was housed in this form. Let me see what I have. And she puts that book away and pulls out another, sort of like a monster manual, but like just different beings that the village needs to be aware of. 1 second. She flips. So what is it about this creature that you're looking to... I mean, I guess what do you already know?
Well, there were these shadow things following us around for a while. And we had originally thought that they were tied to the Lich. But your guard had mentioned that there was some sort of reverberation.
You say reverberation, and she... I mean, if an augury said it's a reverberation, then it kind of... It almost seems like the fabrication trying to reach back out to who they lost. All of you who left the energy, the magics that this world holds, and entered a shell never to come back out. But yes, reverberations could understandably be a way to describe it, and an Ocarus would know better than I. I'm sure divine magic gives a better insight than anything humanity has been able to discover. But, sorry, continue. What else? What are you specifically trying to learn about this being? You're not pursuing it, right? You're saying under a coincidence that you end up confronting it. You think it's an inevitability?
Feels like that.
Better to be prepared than not. So, what kind of information are you looking for?
Like, how could a ritual like that ended up in me and it? I mean, I kind of loosely know what a lich is, but...
The way that I understand it, there was a man who existed in the body that you all now hold as your own. And he was in a pursuit to transcend the ideology of being mortal. Granted, a lot of individuals do this through deification and ascension. The one who became you, I presume, did some sort of dark ritual, something that either they created themselves over years and years of hard work, or were taught, or were shown, or found somewhere. Granted, I don't know how long you've been walking this land, but at some point, some powerful magic was conducted, a ritual of sorts, that used so much energy, and much like the scar that's outside of the elemental plane of air that Miss Mistal has tended to, much like that scar, there needed to be an opening for the fabrication to feed into this ritual, in which the soul leaves the body, and whatever its intentions manifest into a physical form. And due to either overdoing it, underdoing it, even a few seconds of not closing that flow of energy, a piece of many pieces of the fabrication existing as a remnant of that spell or ritual entered the body and took form. I doubt it was intended by you all or whoever had your body beforehand.
You heard or know of a sort of shrine or altar in Craghow made of marble and obsidian?
I had heard of it, but I thought we were led to believe that it was some sort of religious altar to some deity, seeing as its proximity to the Tournament of the Grey, that someone who worships Breathic Grey went out there, built something in the middle of nowhere so that no one else would find it, and they go there for private worship or something. Why?
That's where I was born.
You see she opens up another fucking drawer, pulls out an empty, notebook, or a notebook that's got, she's passing through. You see a lot of quickly scribbled handwritten things, and she gets to another page and just starts writing. You're saying that standalone altar, it's been found before. It seemingly had no use. You're saying that was used not intentionally to create you, but to transcend the mortal body and become a lich? And she starts frantically writing even more.
And from my understanding back then, Craghow was also a vibrant jungle.
Now, I'd heard rumors of that, but no one knew exactly why it wasted away. They believed it was intervention of people. Climate change.
There's also this weird purple vine, the flower, purple flower.
I don't know any purple flower, but now I want to know about a purple flower. Wait, was the vine purple or the flower purple?
I'd like to recall.
I mean, it was a purple bloom with almost a jet black center, and the vine itself was almost a sickly gray. And she hears all of that, because assuming you tell her, and she goes, okay. I wonder what that sort of plant would do in a mutagen. And she starts zoning out a bit. And then she dials back in. But sorry, so it seems like you know a lot already, at least about how you were created, but is there something specifically about a lich that you don't, or that you want to know that I could possibly have to provide to you? Because right now I feel like I'm learning everything and you haven't learned a thing. You're just telling me.
Well, I just don't know how the pieces go together. No.
What pieces?
Well, there's this ritual, and then seemingly at the same time was the first champion of the Grey that ascended.
Breathic ascended during your... She starts frantically writing again, because this is all new information. Breathic ascended during... Breathic didn't ascend because he won. I don't know if I know of any other deity who's ascended out of sheer magical energy instead of worship. I mean, I know of individuals who have grown to that powerful due to anger and hatred manifesting itself, but never someone... I mean, I don't know if I'd ever consider the champion of the Grey, to be good. But glory? I thought it was the worship of the audience. And she starts frantically writing and mumbling to herself.
And somehow that's related to whatever false deity was influencing Jin.
I don't see how there'd be a correlation.
We did the meditation the night before the ritual that disconnected him.
Cain did say there was something else. But we knew it was given to another deity. We just assumed it was the Jester. But then Nanokaris said he was dead. So who's getting involved? And you're saying this has to do with your creation?
I don't know if it's linked, but it's just strange ties. And I had a vision floating above the championship when touching the shadows that were coming out of Jin during the communion with Inocarus.
I don't see how... I don't... I mean, unless it was Breathic Grey, but that doesn't even make sense. I genuinely can't find another connection. At least not on the information that I've been provided here, the information that I pull in from outside. I don't know what other pieces to put together for you, to be honest, unless you wanted more concrete information about the abilities of a lich. I just don't know how else to connect any dots, because I don't know whatever missing dot is involved.
It's just been stirring for a bit. I needed to tell someone, I guess, but I would like to learn of any information you do have about a lich.
Okay, well, and she starts like spitballing information. You kind of grasp in whatever way you can in character that super powerful caster, like really powerful magics, literally can speak a word and kill someone. That's what she says. It's power word kill, but you don't like it, the way she says it. Literally could speak a word and end someone's life. If they're in their lair, they're infinitely stronger than if they were out. Real hard to hit. Like real hard to hit. Resistant to a lot of things. They may not. If you find out how to hit them, it could be a real quick fight. But if you don't know how to hit them and you're hitting them with the wrong thing, they can outkill. And it's very hard to resist their magics in any capacity. I'd say, what else can she provide you? They've been known to find themselves keen on either charming or paralyzing their opponents and kind of just killing them when they can't fight back. But that's all she can really gather for you right now.
Apparently, Kelo has fought him before.
And survived. Well, obviously he's here. I mean...
Him and one other person, I think the rest of their party perished.
That's really sad.
Yeah, I don't think he knew how to react when he saw me for the first time. And I actually had a vision of the Lich holding on to Kelo's hand.
I don't know liches to be able to give visions, so I don't think it was that creature's... I feel like a lot of this comes down to that creature's not doing a lot of what's happening to you, and more so just your unnatural existence having an effect on the fabrication everywhere you go. Not to say that you aren't doing good things, but you do, and this is not meant to sound harsh, have an unnatural existence. I've never met someone who is what you all are.
We've been around for 1,400 years, give or take 100. So it's been a while.
Is this the first time you found yourself surrounded by a set group of people?
Not the first time.
There was another.
Definitely this size. Before it was just me and one other person. But that was a long time ago.
Our lives must seem so inconsequential to you. People come and go. You walk town to town and come back a century later, and it's... everyone you knew there is gone.
I don't know if I would use the word inconsequential. When I walk into a town I've been in before, it's like I can remember how it looked, how the buildings were arranged, the feeling of the street underneath my feet, just the same as it is experiencing it in real time now. While I'm aware that people I've met and helped aren't around anymore, their memories still live on in whatever this is.
Well, I don't want to go too deep into thinking about how depressing it would be to, for me at least, to live in this village my entire life and then outlive everyone else. At least you travel and you do good for other people and are able to experience the positive consequences of your actions whenever you return. It's a whole thing. Nonetheless, that's all I have on liches. I do have to get some rest so I can wake up early and teach Jin more. God damn it. But if there's anything else you need, let me know. Any break away from Jin for more than 10 minutes of not being able to rustle his jimmies is, a bit much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Everything.
Yeah, of course. You step out and you see that, looking over your shoulder, she's like contemplating the hell out of everything that she's like fucking deep in her head.
What the fuck did I just... Yeah.
Okay, so that happens over the 18 days. Let's go Aphelion, Marador, Kelo. What are you guys doing at all during this time?
So for the camping thing, I think I've actually finally landed on an idea that's kind of been bouncing around.
Okay.
But as each night that I go out,
Mhm.
I want to. I don't care how many, like, if it uses, like, spell slots, but basically, the thing that I want to try and do is. Because I have, like, I have some spells that are, like, locate object, or, like, locate something, whatever. Like, locate animals or plants. Like, those second level spells.
Right.
And I want to, if possible, not in this 10 days, but essentially the spell that I would like to
Create.
develop is one where if I'm trying to, like, I am thinking of like an object or a location, and it's gonna, I think, like, it definitely, we can like hash it out later, but for the object or location, depending on familiarity, changes the effects of the spell. But essentially I can pick a point in the sky at night for like a certain star that will shine brighter for that location, like above it.
You want to create your own northern star spell.
Essentially, where it's like I'm trying to divine like where a location or person.
What direction would I have
is.
to go in to find the placement of this star in the sky the way I remember it?
Essentially, yeah, and kind of when this, like, on a successful casting of it, where a location or creature is found or divinated, that particular star in the sky will shine brighter, like, above their location. Like, and that is in a broad sense of, like, you can get the sky area. It's not, like, exact, but you can get, like, the sky that they're under, essentially, with, like, the star that's directly above them.
Okay. Yeah, you could start developing this over that 10 days. You're really just like mixing spell slots and like trying to do different things and interacting with your star map and like trying to like manipulate your nature magic to almost astral project the star on your star map to the sky and imagining it brighter. And yeah, I'd say you get pretty well into working on that. I'll DM you about how we're gonna handle that later. Drell, Kelo, Mardor. You have 18 days of stuff you could do in this village. What are you doing?
I'd like to think that Mardor is spending days either working out, kind of like going into the woods, punching trees.
Hell yeah.
Like punching the
Fuck
shit out of
yeah.
some trees. Maybe
Hell
even
yeah.
ramming them with her head, you know?
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, beating some ass.
Okay.
Or, well, tree ass. And
Okay.
then whenever she's not doing that, because she can't do that all day, she's sitting with one of the older members of the tribe. I don't know how old like the oldest people in the tribe get, but
There's
like
some elderly.
she wants to learn how to knit.
When members of this village have knitting tools,
Like
are they
weaving?
knitters? That's probably weavers. Sure.
So she would want to do that because she could also use her wool as
Pulling
material.
a drell. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I would say that in the morning as you're punching trees, you get through like 3 mornings of punching and ramming into trees before like Jin's father approaches you as you're exiting the village the 4th day and is like, you know, we could use someone else for like a basic hunt. You don't have to like destroy the forest.
Oh, I hope I'm not destroying your forest.
I mean, you are,
I
and
typically
don't get me wrong, you're a very strong person, and you are running full speed and ramming your very tough horns into trees to the point in
Well,
which
only
they
the
are
dead
heavily
ones.
damaged. There are
Just the
not that
dead
many
ones.
dead trees out here.
Not anymore.
Okay, and where do you think the falling trees go?
Down.
Exactly. So instead of, what, are you taking them back to camp after you knock them down, or are you just leaving them?
If you need the wood.
Well,
the
I'm
dead
just
wood,
saying, we've already had to send people after you 3 days in a row now to go chop up the wood from the trees that you keep knocking down.
I have an axe. I can chop.
I totally understand. I'm offering you to join us on a hunt instead to get out that pent-up energy you very clearly are having.
I would love that.
Do you want to kill things or do you want to punch trees that are already dead?
Yes.
Okay, I can't. We're not offering both. We're offering one or the other. This is not a...
Yes, I want to kill things.
Okay, cool.
What are we killing?
So it takes you out to hunt like elk and things. Just different types of, normal hunting beings. Some moose.
Nice.
You guys are pretty northern. There's some moose type creatures out here. And then you spend your nights trying learning how to weave. They're using like reeds to weave baskets, but you're taking the idea of it and using it with your own wool. Like plucking out a thing of wool and start weaving with it. I'd say if there's a proficiency with like weaver's tools, right? I believe.
I have no idea. I just thought it would be a nice little soft thing to do on top of
choose an option tool.
the crazy shit.
There are weaver's tools. You can add weaver's tools as a proficiency for your character.
Nice.
And if you don't know how to do that, I can do that for you after the session.
Cute.
Kelo.
Are they rebuilding that house?
Not immediately. It's not like an
I was gonna help
immediate
with that.
concern, but if you're offering, then they could
Yeah,
set a
I'm
few
gonna-
people. Do you have proficiency with carpentry tools?
I don't think so.
It would be on the left side of your character sheet. There's like a thing that says armor, weapons, tools, languages.
Mm-hmm.
It would say carpenter's tools.
Just mason's tools.
Okay. So then you gain proficiency in carpenter's tools, working side by side with these people and watching how they start reconstructing this building.
Okay, cool.
Drell, 18 days.
I think Drell probably would have helped rebuild the house too.
Do you have proficiency in carpentry tools?
Crazy. No, calligraphy.
Cool. Then you both gain proficiency in carpenter's tools, helping reconstruct this guest hall
Holy shit.
over the next 18 days. You guys are spending 2 full weeks reconstructing this guest hall. Bigger, better.
You were builders.
Yeah, you two now have proficiency in carpentry. Okay, so we wrap up that 18 days. Information gathered. Jin back to mutagen now form. Full blood hunter, level 8. Order of the mutant. No more lycanthropy, no more moorbounder. Valxis with the knowledge to help him do it whenever he wants. Some carpentry skills gained, some weaver skills gained. And a spell being designed to help locate any creature or any location in the world by the brightness of a star.
It's kind of crazy.
I'd say after that 18 days, I'm assuming you guys are planning on leaving?
Can we assume?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jen would probably say like some goodbyes. Probably hang out with Merrick for like.
Can we assume what?
Can I get a backpack? For all of
Another
my
You
day.
get a
gold?
backpack. You get a
For all of
backpack
it. Yeah,
that
probably
the
like another
threading.
day,
You get a
maybe
backpack
2.
that's threaded
Oh,
with Mardor's
no.
wool.
Oh, a wool
Hell
backpack
yeah.
sounds kind of cool.
It's not
'cause
a
then that's
wool
also wa-
backpack. It's
Oh.
threaded with wool. As in, like, the seams are wool while it's made of leather.
If something's threaded with wool, does that mean it's water repellent?
No, so it's not made out of wool. It's threaded with. So like the
Like, the seams are
Stitches.
sewed
The
stitched
stitches.
with
Okay,
wool.
okay.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like this.
I thought it was like.
So they were
intertwined and,
handing
like,
Mardor, like, while they were, like,
Yeah.
some of them were weaving baskets, it's a matter of just creating, and Mardor was able to take these strips of leather and use her wool to stitch the leather together into a backpack for Drell. So, Drell, you have a backpack. Woo. But sorry, you say your goodbyes, Jin. Is there anyone specific you want to have the RP interaction with?
Probably just like his family and like Merrick for sure.
I would say
And he'll
there's...
probably check in on Rezakiro too, just because he did watch that guy get smoked.
Okay, so we'll do Razakiro first. This is just at some point during the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You knock on his door, and Tina opens the door and goes, Jin, we're just getting ready to sit down and eat dinner. Would you like to join us?
No, I just kind of want to stop by. I don't want to intrude.
Do you want me to go
Adjustment
get
going well.
Raz?
I mean, I don't want to put you out. I just came to check in and see if he's doing all right since the
You know, I'm
since he
supposed to be
died.
the coy one. What happened?
What happened to him?
No, what happened to you? You go away for 10 years and you come back and you're too shy to accept a dinner invitation. You don't want to bother someone. You don't want to say, you don't want to check in on Razakiro. You don't want me to go get him so he can talk to you for a few seconds. You're just going to stop in and then leave.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I kind of came here and kicked up a lot of shit, even though it's just for myself.
You came in here and
with
got your
Kane.
shit kicked. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know, and a lot of shit followed after that with a dragon. So I didn't want to like bug
that
people.
wasn't your fault.
I know it's not my fault. It's just I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just haven't seen you guys in so long, so it's just kind of weird. Like, even though we had our own like
She walks
tension
up and
between our
hugs
own
you
little
in the middle of
subgroups.
your ramble.
Oh,
And she goes, "Thank you for saving Razakiro." And she like lets go of the hug and like holds your shoulders, and she goes, "You need to like calm down just a little bit. You're super
Yeah.
stressed." And
Yeah.
honestly, I almost feel like I liked the cocky version of you better, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't been able to make a decision.
You can ask Sasha.
Ask
The
her
relationship has not changed between her and I.
why. Right. So
she
why
gets
is it changed between you and us?
Because you guys are all grown up and
Are you not?
married.
Well, okay.
I mean, comparatively to you, where I'm at with my life, I feel like we're just on different pages. Not the same page. No one's ahead, no one's behind. Just
So
different
if
pages.
you got
and it
married to
just
that
feels-
fiery woman who was here before, and she looks over her shoulder, and you see there's two young girls that are like playing with little figurines in the living room area of her house, and she goes,
Fuck, you guys have kids? And Jen goes,
Yes,
oh,
we have
I didn't mean to
kids.
cuss in front of them. I'm sorry.
"You're not even paying attention. It's fine."
No, it's I don't know how to explain it. Like,
So if you got married and had kids, you'd be able to not be
no,
this
it's not
uncomfortable
that. I mean, I've
around
just
us?
been gone for so long, for 10 years. It's just we're all such different people now.
Okay, but
you
we
know?
were part of the same hunting party.
Yeah, but I
We grew up together. I spent more years with you than without you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. They're
It
not going
kinda
to be
seems
little
like you're trying to
Bowmans,
find an
right?
excuse not to like. I don't know.
I want to connect with you guys. I just don't know how. I'm going to just flat.
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna give
flat
you
out
just
say
a
it.
word
Yeah.
of advice, real tip of warning. If you
Yeah.
want to connect with someone and say you don't know how, and they offer you to come eat a meal with them, then you
I'll go
should
eat
probably
with you
say
guys.
yes.
I should probably eat. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll sit down with you
You come
guys.
in and you have like a really nice meal with Tina, Razakiro, and their kids. Razakiro spends the time busting your balls about hating the fact that he used a bow for so long, and like, oh, I use a sword, but that's only because I had to take your place. If it was my choice, I'd still be using a bow. Highly accurate, less danger for me, keeps me alive for the little tykes, and then rubs one of their heads, and they're like, "Dad, stop!" Fixes her
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah, I know I kind of hold
And
a
you know
big
what's
grudge
crazy?
over Bowman's.
Your like fire
Little
lady.
brother?
Fire lady
Oh.
also used a bow, but you don't shit on her for it.
But she has two flaming swords just like I. Well,
Okay, but how does she fight though?
predominantly with a bow.
Right? Do you
Look,
you learn to fall in love with a woman who uses a bow? So like maybe
Opposites attract. Opposites attract.
does someone who uses a bow an opposite of someone who uses a sword? Is that what?
It's you. Come on, it's different. Think about it. You're
It's
up there in the
different,
front
but guess
lines.
what? Had
you
I
can
been in
feel
the
their
back-
breath on yours. And
Had
when
I
you
been
get
in the
'em-
back using a bow, I wouldn't have died. And you see the little girls go, "What?" And he's like, "Nothing.
Nothing.
I've been good."
No one.
You kind of get the concept. They didn't tell the kids he died.
Hey, I gotta ask you.
Yeah, what's up?
Jin just goes earmuffs, little guys.
He goes, adult conversations, and they're like,
So when you died, did you see anything after? You were dead for hours, man. Like, I know it's like deep and pretty personal, but
that's an after dinner conversation, because I don't know if their little arms are strong enough to hold their ears closed for this long.
For that tight. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll save
it's
that
not a
after
quick
we get
question.
some drinks
Yeah,
out.
yeah. So you guys finish your meal, and then you're sitting down, and they send the kids off to do whatever in their room. And he goes, I mean, I was bathed in the light of an Ocarus. I woke. It's not even waking up. I saw
just like
that
blinking
bright,
and open your eyes.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I saw that bright, searing light come out of that dragon. And when the light faded, I was graced by an Ocarus' presence. I was welcomed in, and I saw Cassandra. And he gulps real hard. It was weird. It was more than just her. It was my parents. It was our ancestors, and everyone was there to welcome me in. And Cassandra walked up to me, and she put a hand on my chest, and she started to push me back. And she looked up at me. There were tears in her eyes, and she said that you were bringing me back. That it wasn't time to leave my kids without a father.
Fuck.
And then I opened my eyes to being held by Tina. And you, motherfucker, tried to get me out of that cauldron. I had enough strength to do it my damn self. You don't fucking...
Listen, man,
hey,
I don't...
Hey,
I'm glad we
I
can end this
didn't
on a good
need
note.
4 people to lead me to a bed like Kane told me happened to you once your fucking shit got taken away. I'm stronger than that, and I'm stronger than you. Arm wrestle right now.
I'm all right.
Okay. Nah, you know what? That shows growth. The old Jin would have had his elbow through the table. You would be moving
Through the
so
table.
fast.
Yeah. Man, dude, that process was crazy.
I heard.
There was like a fucking moorbounder coming out of my fucking chest. It was...
Yeah, well, maybe don't accept powers from deities that aren't an Ocarus. Goddamn psycho.
I was really thinking that was what an Ocarus would look like when I fell out of his good gracious, and I would fully earn it back.
Well, didn't you get it from some fucking jester the first time?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Don't trust a jester.
You saw some dude who makes jokes and went, I'll take power from him.
I mean, at the time, I was hanging out with Drell a lot, and he was kind of like my only friend. He was an orc before, but he's a dragon now. That's a whole story.
You just start shooting the shit. You start shooting the shit and just telling stories about Razakiro. It's crazy because when you guys were younger, you'd butt heads a little bit more because of the whole you were anti-bow and he just didn't give a shit. And and he also had his resentment for the Cassandra thing, but it seems like he's definitely grown up and matured, and you spend the rest of your night just shooting the shit, telling stories, and this is like partway through the 2 weeks. And then your final night, you're at your home. Your whole family's there. They're also making a dinner. We're just having you share dinners with people at this point. You have dinner with your family. And Kai, Mira, Merrick are all sitting at the table. And for the first time in over 10 years, it feels like you're a full family.
Look at us, huh? Who would have guessed? Look at us.
Your father sighs a bit. He's like, okay, no, you know what? Get it out of your system. Go ahead.
I did 3 different trials. How crazy is that,
You did 2 trials. Where's the third one?
The third one, I would say the trial of removing a power.
Yeah, a power you weren't supposed to have in the first place. Maybe. And this is just as a father to a son. Maybe don't go accepting powers from random deities that you don't know about.
Yeah. It would have made more sense if I spent more time with Drell, understanding how chaotic he is now. That his god would be, if not more, or worse.
I feel like I learned just how chaotic he was within moments of meeting him, and you were with him for weeks before that happened.
He burned down a whole forest and just dropped it. He threw a lit torch on a crashing airship. A wooden crashing airship.
You know the last thing I'd throw on a crashing airship?
The lit torch.
Probably, yeah.
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 We're having any open flame on like any
Well, that
wood
means
vessel.
he needs you around to rein him in.
I can't. I don't even.
No, you have to.
I go to sleep for 3 days and him and Tweedledum.
Right,
rip
which is
open a
why
hole.
they need you around. Do you want another hole ripped to another plane of existence? Kind of seems like you need to watch them.
Jin he's just staring at his plate. He's like, yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, hell, that's what Valxis pays you for, right?
I don't even want to be paid by him. I gotta tell him after this. I kind of just like being just his friend.
Accept the money. What are you, what? Just take the money. You don't have to change it. Would you change anything if you weren't getting paid?
No.
Then just take the money.
The thing is, we just have so much money. Drell has just been holding on to it. Do you know how much money
here's
we
the
fucking
problem.
had?
Here's
It
the
was
problem. Is I
insane.
raised you to be smart, and right now you're saying something really dumb.
I mean, but we have an in with this rich family. Like, this is it for us.
Do you? Because he gave me this whole speech while you were unconscious about how, like, he and his mom are, like, estranged at this point, and how he, like, really wishes that they could connect better, and he wanted me to connect with you better because he wishes his mom would connect with him better, and it kind of seems like he's got real thin strings attached to his family that are seconds from snapping and getting him, like, kicked out forever.
No, if you saw how it went at everything with all the business, oh my God, his mom was crushed when she heard that he didn't want to do it anymore.
Right, so he's breaking the strings with his family.
Barely. I'm gonna be
that
honest.
That seems kind of hypocritical when he's telling me to, like, do shit with you, and like
I know he can easily get it back. I'm gonna be honest. God it feels damn. Like just a simple conversation. Families, man.
You guys finished
Spent a lot of time with Sasha though. She was cool. I'll probably visit her after this.
Oh yeah, she's cool. You think she's cool at this point? You're like, you're cool with her now?
You didn't hear from me, but yeah, she's all right.
I won't tell her. She'll go the rest of her life thinking.
Hey, can we just say one thing though before I go? You know, this
I mean, we're
nice.
still eating dinner, so I don't know why you're gonna say one thing and then leave. I thought we were having a good meal. Your mom's like,
no, you're right.
Oh, are you leaving right now? Like,
no,
I can
not right
pack
now.
you up something to leave with.
I was gonna go visit Sasha and say goodbye to her after this, but
are you guys going in the middle of the night, or are you leaving in the morning?
I don't know. I'm gonna be real. I gotta link up with them, and then.
Well, you can go christen the new guest chambers. It's fun. The two that seemingly caused everything fixed it all. So
that's a good. Actually, you know what? Maybe instead of just yelling at them, I just make them fix it. Whatever they do wrong.
That sounds like that's really influential parenting, Jin. It's like they're your little Jins. Except for you refused to fix it. Instead, you moped and then ran away from home.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Merrick is like stuffing his face. He's like, "What? I know that if I break something, I have to fix it or pay for it. Okay? Gosh."
And you don't use a bow and arrow. We don't need to mess with a bow and arrow.
Okay, what if I use both? What if? Wait. And like he looks like he's ready to fucking give you like the idea of a lifetime. He goes, "What if I learn to take a big bow and fire swords out of it?"
Oh God.
Okay, hear me out. Better idea.
Okay.
You get really fucking smart.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. You get really smart.
I get really fucking smart. And she's like, and you see your mom like slaps his hand, and he's like, "What?"
Say what I think you gotta say, Aaron.
You get really smart, and you make a sword that clicks together like a bow.
Clicks together? What do you
Like
mean?
it links. Like it
So I
links
get
and there's a
two-
string that just draws between them. Yeah.
So I cast sword and I go.
That way you can go back and forth between bow and swords.
Okay. Why would I go back and forth when I could just like shoot from the sword bow and then if someone gets close, just bring the sword part down to hit them?
Do you know how strong you'd have to be to pull like a drawstring back to launch a sword? Like the amount of force
I'm saying with your idea, right? Say it's a sword and it's separate, like it's goes apart into a bow. There's still blades. They don't just disappear. So why don't
That's
I
what I'm saying. And then you switch right there. Boom. You just detach them.
No, but
from
like,
a
why
bow
would
and
I
switch
switch?
modes.
But why would I switch back when I could just hit them with the bow that has a blade on it?
You're gonna be a staff guy? Oh my
No,
god,
I'm not.
staff guys are
That's
the
not a
worst. They think they're
staff.
so special.
No, I'm saying, and you go back and forth arguing with him about what the idea is.
With a 6-year-old, a 24-year-old.
Your mom takes him off to go to bed, and your dad pulls out these two cups and pulls out a liquor bottle and pours a little bit for himself and then pours a little bit for you and slides it along. And he leans back in his chair. And he just sips the straight liquor. He's like struggling to figure out what he has to say. It's good shit. Came in on a caravan about a year ago.
That's like age. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, they didn't make it a year ago. It's been made like many years ago, and they brought it in a year ago, and we've had it here for a year.
Nice. Okay. You do any cool hunts recently?
I took your friend Mardor out. That fucking axe looks like it needs like the blade replaced. It's really rusty. I don't know. But she seems to use it pretty well, so that's pretty cool. Granted, we had to like clean off a little bit extra of the meat because it got a little bit of the rust like in the cuts. But nothing like really cool. I mean,
do you got any like axes that are just a bit nicer?
I mean, we have all sorts of basic weaponry, I guess. Why? Are you going to become an axe guy?
No. That's a Kane thing.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I was just thinking if her thing's
That
rusty.
thing, that axe he has, that's crazy.
Yeah, what the fuck is that,
Dude,
huh?
Jin, I have no idea. I've never seen him pull that thing out
Through
of his
the
chest
fucking
before.
chest.
He's never had a weapon whenever he's visited us over the last 10 years. That was crazy.
So is he just full of a bunch of blood weapons?
I don't know. How am I supposed to know?
You think you could do that?
Pull a weapon out of my chest? I mean, if I had a chest weapon, I guess. But I'm not the champion of Anocris. I don't have blood weapons.
Yeah, I've always been curious. This is just between you and me. Why is there only one?
It's just the way things have been, I guess. I mean, we could have your mother meditate and see if there should be a secondary chosen champion of Anocris, but like, it's kind of just like always been a thing. There's one champion. Everyone else provides for the village.
Yeah, it just feels so bad, man. Like Kane is just so isolating. But I mean, like you said, he comes back, so he comes and goes. So
Every once in a while.
yeah,
Once every couple years.
I don't know. I've always been curious. Like that's like one of the things that's just always thought about. Like on my
Nothing's stopping
ventures.
him from like doing what you do.
Yeah, how come he doesn't want to work with anybody? Or do you even know if he works with anybody?
I've never asked him. It's just he lives his life. I don't.
Huh. Yeah, because I always thought, especially doing a lot of group work, especially with like
Would you have stayed by? Oh,
with the Legion,
I mean, would you have stayed by yourself had you? I guess ended up in that position.
I don't know. I don't know what I would have been like. I was such a weird, like lone wolf kind of guy where, I'm this fucking badass. I'm gonna come down here and kill this moorbounder by myself.
Yeah, but then you wound
Maybe I
up with a bunch
would
of
end up by
people.
myself. Yeah. As much as these guys like make me want to rip my hair out, it's nice being around people that just kind of care about you. Makes the hunt a bit better. You know what I'm saying?
You think?
There's a bit of edge to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that that's what you think now.
Yeah, I know. It must be fucking shitty to hear.
A little.
Years later.
I mean, a little.
Later. But
a lot. I mean, a little.
No, yeah. It's fair. I just, I don't know, like... I mean, I don't know what's next for these guys. The thing that alarms me the most is that there's a giant phoenix that is going to break out, and it's getting powerful.
What?
Yeah. I mean, this is
Were you going to tell us that at some point, or...
Telling you now.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
I mean,
cool.
I was knocked out, but it was...
Whatever. Telling you
I mean,
now.
If Sheila hears me talk about this, she'll kill me, but... I feel like you guys should know about this just because in case Kane is out there doing champion shit, he may run into a giant phoenix that may come out. And
he may run into a giant phoenix.
Well, there's a lot of fucking dangers in this world rolling with this group. There's a fucking lich on the come-ups. There is a giant phoenix. Talk to a dragon, and the dragon is expecting the end of times. And is gathering a horde of weaponry to fight an end of time thing.
Right. Huh.
I don't know.
You have been through a lot. How recent did most of this happen?
The dragon thing meeting was about a month ago. Month and a half now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a month and a half now, because 2 weeks here. After that, took on a group of hags. By the way, sort of stopped a coven. Out on this fucking island. Yeah, we killed 2 of them, and the third one ran into the Fae. I don't know what's to come of that. I don't know what happens when a fucking hag goes back into the Fae, but
I mean, that's just where they come from. What do you mean you don't know what happens when they... What?
I don't know if it's going to go back there and regroup, gather more hags to just repeat and to do the same thing. What else?
They would have to find more hags.
Yeah. That is a possible thing. So we have the hags. And then this Phoenix thing was actually just before I went into the fucking coma.
Wait, what do you mean it was just before you went into the coma?
That's when I gained the information. But Sheila was actually sent out to go take care of it. But she says it seems like it's taken care of. And I may be misremembering it because I've been in and out of conscious a lot lately.
You're misremembering.
But it's growing stronger and is attempting to break out of the plane of fire. I never know how to say the name right.
Okay, so you're just randomly telling me now, the night before you leave, that there is a phoenix that is attempting to break out of the elemental plane of fire?
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I'm talking about this now is because we have a couple of drinks and I gotta see what the gang wants to do.
Because you've had drinks, or...
I mean, I didn't want to freak you out, but I mean, we're in this like talking stance. I just thought it was like,
So you thought now, after being here for 2 full weeks, plus the week beforehand in which you were unconscious multiple times, that
fought
now
a dragon again.
Was the good time you again. Did? Wait. I thought you were on the same side as the dragon.
I fought
before.
with a dragon and then now fought against a dragon. Right. By the way, never seen a dragon like that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to, if Kane isn't around, or how you guys communicate to Kane about that.
We don't communicate with Kane. He shows up when he shows up. That's kind of how it is. I don't know what else to tell you there. He just shows up.
Shit.
I don't know why you thought we just like actively communicate with Kane.
Thought you did. I don't know. I don't really know how this championship goes. I guess he speaks to Chris, so it wouldn't matter.
But nonetheless, you guys are leaving.
Yeah.
In the morning, I presume you don't want to leave out drunk.
I don't have to drive the wagon, so.
Oh, so if you're leaving tonight, then
No, I don't think we're leaving tonight. I think we'll probably leave midday tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest. Everyone's been kind of going off doing their own thing.
I mean,
which
yeah, I
is
didn't expect
kinda
you guys
nice
to
to
do
see.
everything together for the last 2 weeks.
We do a lot together.
Mm.
he just sees Jin wide eye. God, so much.
Well, then we'll see you off tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll try to come back. I'll try to come back pretty as often as I can.
I mean, if you're fighting phoenixes and dragons and whatever else, who knows?
We can make a deal on it. Once I beat this phoenix, I'm gonna come back and I'll tell you about it, so you guys don't have to worry.
If you beat the phoenix.
When I beat the phoenix.
I guess some of your confidence stuck around.
Well, I mean, I'd rather be confident and go in there as...
You can be confident and still be cautious, Jin. Do not lose your life over ego.
Yeah, you're right.
I know I am.
Yeah.
I'm your father.
Be confidently cautious, not wrong.
Well, get out of here.
Yeah.
Go hang out with your friends. We'll see you off tomorrow.
All right. And after that, Jin will stop by with Sasha. He'll probably just thank her for helping her.
We'll do conversations for your actual departure if everyone's deciding you guys are leaving at the midday the next day. Then all of you go to sleep. One final long rest, if anyone still needs to take one. And we will RP your departure next session.
Woo!
Hog.
Dude, that spell's gonna be sick though. Awesome. That spell's gonna be cool.
If it works.
If it works. I'm trying to figure out, just like jotting down all the IDs I have for it and trying to
I'm
figure
just
out.
curious, is the spell gonna work akin to like how like the tree thing works, where if you not like where you teleport to it, but like
The way that I was
He knows where every star in a certain location. He knows what the stars look like in certain locations.
So
right?
the way I was possibly imagining it was was either depending on the creature or location, whatever the closest star that's above the creature location shines the brightest, or the
It's not
spell
the way your
basically
stars work, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. Or the way that the spell works is that essentially it's like I was bouncing around in my head, and it's up to you if you want to decide whether it's too high of a level, but I was either saying at like 4th level for it, where basically it looks like as if I'm casting a guiding bolt, but instead it just continues on until it stops like at the point in the sky. Like eventually like kind of it's essentially like I conjure up this little mote of light that will essentially take a position in the sky. And depending on like how well the familiarity of it is how close it is.
We'll work through it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, that's we're gonna end the session. We'll talk about it off the recording at least.
Yeah.
And we'll be back again. Well, Noah won't be here next week. If anyone else can't make it next week, we just won't do a session next week. But nonetheless, we'll head out there. Everyone who's watching at home, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next session. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
holy shit.